Welcome back to radio with your boys here at M.A.S Media. This is your boy Qfusion Reacts, and I have my co-host.
Double A.Heff in the building. What's good, y'all? What's popping?
All right, let me just make sure we are active online, and yes, we are. Lori Harvey's a ho. Excuse my language. All right, good. I can see the live. All right, so guys, this guy. So right now, guys, this is this week's episode. We are going to be taking a look at the controversial documentary by Daily Wire called "What Is a Woman?" Okay, and the main star of this documentary is a man by the name of Matt Walsh. If you don't know Matt Walsh, I think we'll be doing a segment where we break down the conversation that was had. I believe it was a year or so ago, um, with Dr. Phil and a couple of transgender individuals. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube without getting canceled,
Yeah, which
but
is
it's
crazy.
okay. Um, Anywho, but yeah, so that conversation was had as far as to what is a woman, and as of recently, because of how hot fire that interview was and how much controversy and how much conversation it brought up, it led to this movie, or sorry, this documentary that was performed this year. Okay, so what we're going to do here at Moss Media is we're going to take a look further into this documentary as well as that conversation, because I don't believe we've reacted to that, and then we can go ahead and sort of give our takes on the tomfool. I mean the um. Oh man. All right, we're about to get canceled today. So guys, if a nice little what's the word? Nice disclaimer, guys. This is a trigger alert for all of the
Oh yeah,
wokety, for all of the wokety wokes and
yeah.
the hip squad and brick bandits.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna do the cop out where I go, well, I know, I have transgender friends. I'm not gonna do that,
Yeah,
guys.
nah,
All right, not like a lot of you guys. Well, I know some black people. Great, awesome.
nah.
So I'm not gonna do that. So that's a disclaimer for you guys. Look, all right. So the alphabet community, say what you will, have fun and have at it.
They
Um,
will.
and just take my humble advice. And if this is something that you don't want to watch, I mean that you don't want to listen to,
Click
uh,
away. Shit.
then go watch something else, right? Go watch The
Yeah,
View or The Real or whatever else you guys
yeah.
like to fancy yourselves,
CNN,
whatever
MSNBC.
nonsense, yeah, whatever nonsense you like to watch to hit your fancies. Anyway, so my co-host, do you have anything before we kick off this trailer?
To be honest, Mike, I just want to get into this one.
Great. So we're not gonna be able to show the whole documentary, obviously, just because it's not on YouTube. I think I'm not gonna dance. Okay, so we're gonna play this trailer so you guys can get an idea as to what is being shown. Let me know if this is coming in.
Uh, Separate the screens. Make that the
Ooh,
big screen.
yeah. Give me a second. Great catch.
There we go.
Okay, good shit.
Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that?
I said,
Ooh,
what is that? What is that?
I make sense of things. A woman is in
God
particular.
damn.
It's not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. I've watched Sex Ed.
Yeah,
How do I know if I'm?
that's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you're gonna be hearing this soundbite a lot today, guys. Just okay.
No. But you're a man.
I guess because I got a
Can a man become a woman?
Hey, Jesus. Hey, my brothers. Hey, I want to
Hold on, Mike. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Is the audio for the video you're playing coming through your speakers, or is it going through to the stream?
No,
I
through my
think
speaker.
I think I hear it secondarily.
You hear it secondarily?
Yeah, like I don't hear it like feeding to my headphones like straight, like as I should. I think I hear it coming through on your side, picking up through your mic.
Yeah, just because we were having the issue with what's that thing called? where it wasn't being picked up on the stream, like through my headphones.
Even when
Yeah.
you
I've
share
been playing it this whole time. Yeah, I always play it through here.
All right, because it's coming in a little faint, so I don't know how it's gonna come out.
Ah, got you. You know what? I think I know why. Give me a second.
Yeah, while he's doing that, what's good, y'all? Welcome back. I think this is 2 Thursdays in a row. I hope so. Shit, I just said it, so hope I didn't put my foot in my mouth. But hey, we trying. If it's not 2 Thursdays in a row, it's the Thursday after next. You know,
I'm
we
dead.
about to start a whole film franchise called Thursday, and then it's gonna be called Next Thursday, and then Thursday after next. I mean, shit, they did Friday. I could do it, right? Shit, you know. Hey.
I can. All right, so let's try this out. See, tell me if it's loud enough.
All right.
You can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
Yeah, that's doable.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
Only problem is it's just not like
You want
the
to
audio
know
quality
that?
is not as good as it would be. If it were
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get it to do all that.
I will never be a man.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe. It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
Ooh!
The drugs that you give to kids, or
How can they be moving the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening then?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me
Oh, yes.
There's so much.
Hey, yeah. All right. So it looks like it's almost over. But I'll finish it out. But yes, guys, this is going to be the infamous interview or episode, Dr. Phil episode that we'll be taking just to give a little bit more for our viewers some context as to how this whole conversation even got started in the first place. I don't know if you saw that. That person that was on the screen.
The bearded lady, the bearded woman.
Yo, chill. That's why I stopped talking.
That's literally what it was. That's what it was.
Before we get, I know, yeah. Before we get canceled, man, just
bro. If I can't say what it was, then
nah, bro. Hey, look, man.
That was
just
a bearded,
just this one.
Dragon. This guy.
Yo, this guy's crazy. All right. Yeah. So this is the infamous interview that, episode from Dr. Phil that we're going to be taking a look at later.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
Ooh.
Let's throw it together.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
I just wanted to know, what is a woman?
And you're not going to find out.
That's what I'm saying. Would you ever want to move to America?
They say no. Never.
Hey, my brother. Look at that. Oh, hey, a box of mixed nuts over here. Oh, dude.
We'll see when it comes out.
It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish we were back in a world where I could be me. Actually, that's the world that we're in right now. But only the people that are able, only the people that live in a certain reality can be themselves. Because if I wanted to be me right now, Lord, we would not have a channel for long. God,
yeah, but you know, Mike, you know, I'm happy you said that, because before we even get into the video, right?
Sure.
You said you wish you lived in a world where you can be you, and then you corrected yourself, correctly so, to say, well, we do live in that world. Right. And that's the thing. You know, that's my biggest gripe, I guess, if you want to even call it that. I don't wake up thinking about trans people. So I wouldn't even call it a gripe. But when asked about the situation, my biggest issue is you can do what the fuck you want. If you want to live your life as a goddamn giraffe, no one's going to stop you. But the second you start to encroach on other people's civil liberties and in their lives and trying to control what words they use and don't use,
Yes.
that's when I'm not with it. And again, does that mean that I condone or endorse these quote unquote alternative lifestyles? No, not at all. But I understand, based off of the rights and liberties that I'm awarded as being a citizen in this great country of ours, that other people get it too. So again, if you want to exercise yours differently from mine, who the hell am I to stop you or impede you? I'm not here to do that. But what I am here to do is to, sustain my rights and freedoms and civil liberties.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the big problem that I have with this space, right? It's not about the I have to be careful how I tread. But it's just simply the fact that, if you tell me the sky is blue, right? I would say that's a fact, right? I would say teach that in schools, right? Teach it all over the place because that is a fact, right? That is a fact that no one can disagree, right? It's universal, right? But now if you're trying to tell me that you want to incorporate in schools something that is not granted, right?
Yeah,
Something that hasn't even been figured out. Because if you ask, I mean, we'll see this later on in the episode that took place with Matt Walsh. When you ask certain questions, they don't have the answers, right? Like that. So my thing is that, like, how do you want to push forward? Oh, damn it!
make us bigger.
Yeah. Oh, so yes. 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 Actually, do you want to do? No, like this. That's whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So in all, so when you want to tell me that you want to start pushing to my future children, an idea, right? Because this is an idea. Because while there's a ton of publications out, there's a ton of theories being pushed out there. There's no concrete anything for the most part. That's backed by any sort of science, right? There's what I see a lot is there's a lot of leaning on exceptions to the rule, as to make the basis as to why they should become the general rule in society, right? And my problem with that is if you're going to then tell me that the sky is not as blue as I think, and that there are days where the sky looks black, well, I have an issue with that. Right. So I think that's where, my problem is with this space is that it's creating a ton of gray area in a world where our daily lives are predicated on, not saying black and white all the way, but essentially the majority of the time it's based upon black and white. There's a reason why there are a couple of handicap spaces and the majority of parking spaces are not handicapped, right? It's because not everybody in the world is handicapped. Right. So we need to stop playing this game where, we continually, try to figure out how to take care of those that sit in that gray matter, that gray area of the world. And that's just my idea. Hey, look, as my co-host said beautifully, if you want to live that reality, you want to do that, you want to do you want to call yourself an orange, right? I think I saw someone say they want to be known as a lizard, right? Hey, go for it, right? But don't come show your ass to a class, a fucking excuse my language, show yourself to an elementary school or high school, and then sit down and tell people why they need to make sure that they undoubtedly, unequivocally believe that you are a lizard because you say you're a lizard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's craziness to me.
Exactly.
That's sheer craziness to me. All right. Is there anything else before we
Nah, I think we're gonna hit on more of those topics. I don't, we could wait.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So now that we've set the stage for the tomfoolery, I mean the ideals that will be talked about.
Ideals.
And then this conversation. Oh, he did the air cool. And I'm on oh my god alert, bro. I got to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got
anytime.
You. Oh my god.
Oh, because anytime, man. Yes. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to police you, man.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. This guy's crazy.
I don't identify exclusively with being a man or woman. I use they and them as my pronouns.
You don't get your own pronouns.
You think it's a delusion.
In school, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is.
This is a war on gender.
Babies are babies without a known sex.
When they were born, we did not assign a sex.
Oh, now my must be lagging.
The child one way or the other.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Well, I have a question. Raise your hand if you have.
Yo, what is going
of
on?
gender pronouns.
All right, let's skip through because this is doing the most.
With her students, the kindergartners came home very confused about whether or not you can pick your gender, whether or not they really were a boy or.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. This shit is doing the most. Let me.
Well, while you're getting that straight,
Yeah,
away,
go ahead.
So what I'll say to the audience, the viewing audience, is again, thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. But to kind of add on to the little snippets we were hearing, and to address something that I think needs to be addressed is that when you, broadly speaking, check into the game, right, and say, oh well, yeah, gender. I'm a male, and or I'm a female. When you play that game, you allow them to say, well, hey, if we're playing the gender game, then I'm a fucking human. Because gender isn't really, it's not a real thing. It's a made up construct that was made up not that long ago. At the end of the day, if you want to take it back, it's sex. Either you're male or female. And then gender was introduced by a certain Mr. Sir named Good, last name Good, where he wanted to turn it into like, this philosophy where like, oh, there could be multiple genders. There's just, there's not just the sexes, there's genders and this fluidity. And that's just a load of bullshit. Ultimately it's a load of bullshit. Mike, how many quote unquote women do you know that were quote unquote lesbian at one point in their life?
Oh my god. Yeah, bro, I couldn't even.
Come on, man, come on, come on. So, and what they would try to do is use that as like, yeah, that's a gender fluidity. No. That's not what that is. What that is called trying to figure out who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're supposed to do, but for some reason in this if you want to call it a culture that we live in nowadays. Tells you to be counterculture, and that kind of started with like rock and roll music, and then obviously it's transformed and morphed as the decades has gone on. And yes, you're always going to have that counterculture, dichotomy where people are just going to be counter the norm. Now, back in the 50s, it was people, wearing leather jackets and wearing denim jeans and fucking smoking cigarettes, like teenagers. That was counterculture. Right. Going out, instead of going home to study or going to Bible study, going out and freaking going to, listen to music, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? All that shit, that was considered counterculture. But it's just morphed now because we have so many luxuries. We have so many privileges now that is morphed from just, hey, we're just kids that want to have fun to, hey, now I am something that I'm totally not. Visibly, physically, I'm not that, but I'm going to try to tell you that, and you need to agree with it. And if not, then I'm going to, label you all sorts of just vicious monikers that don't apply.
Yep, shaming language. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. I mean, and I think that's something you're gonna see the sort of the vitriol that exists within these two spaces, and I think that's the major concern. I would say I don't even want to call it a gripe. I just think it's more so a concern that a lot of people have with the space is that it's just like at what point or another do we stop, trying to put everybody on the same playing field. It's like there's always this manner of needing acceptance, right? There's this want, this like incessant desire for everybody, right, to be on the same program, It's like dude, like no, like it is perfectly okay. Like whatever happened to disagreement of thought, like just be and trust me, I get the argument, right? That it's like how could you, you don't understand how much it hurts, for someone to be told that that you don't believe. Well, all I'll say is it's self-esteem, bitch. It's all about self-esteem.
Yeah, but that's what I really want to talk about. I'm happy you brought that up.
Self-esteem is all about you.
And that hypothetical that you just conjured, right? The person saying that to you, who is that person? Is that a male, a female, or a transgender person?
I mean, shit. I've had that female. I've had male say that.
That's my point. So people outside of the group are speaking on the group.
Oh no, I've seen even transgenders.
No. I totally get that. I would expect them to be the most boisterous. However, I bring that up to say this. I can't be out here champion for quote unquote transgenders because I'm not transgender. I'm not.
Interesting.
I've never went through that, so I cannot say, well, you know what? Hey, they go through this, they go through that. No, that's that whole game that the quote unquote super liberal whites play with the quote unquote blacks. And that's how you get quote unquote white people that walk straight into a quote unquote black person and say, oh, no, you sure you don't want this program that I'm trying to offer you? And you can say with a straight face, no, I don't want that. And they're looking at you like you don't know anything. And that's how we create the Joe Biden where they say, you're not black if you don't vote for me because I know more than you, nigga. I know more than you. And no, you don't because you've never lived it. You don't know what the fuck I want. So when you have these over righteous, super wokey wokes out here like, oh, it's trying to champion for the quote unquote LGBT. You know, my issue's not even with the LGBs. Like the LGBs, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm mainly focusing on the T's. Them the ones that I'm talking about in this video. So we make it clear. And again, this isn't a hit piece. I'm not trying to, marginalize them at all. But no, I want to make it clear what this video is about. I'm talking to them. So you got the audio ready?
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't do all this buffer and shit. I don't know what's going on with my connection to. But yeah, where was my last point? Forgot what I was saying. All right.
We've been together for about
5 years and married for 3 years.
I use they, them pronouns. Being non-binary just means that I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned at birth, and I don't identify exclusively with being a man or a woman. I'm something in between, outside of that binary.
My pronouns are he or they. I also identify as a non-binary. To me, being non-binary means having the sense of freedom to explore my gender in whichever way I want. I don't have to perform or pretend to be someone I'm not. I can be my authentic self.
It's really important for us to share information with people because people
Can you
curious.
pause it there, please, real fast? Can you just pause it right there?
Oof.
Yo, look.
Oof, man.
Look, man. The whole he, they shit. Look. And again, this is America. You can do what you want. And to a certain degree, to a certain level, I'm willing to capitulate. If I meet someone and they're like, hey, you know what? My name is this, and that's not their name. Hey, I'll call you that. I meet people all the time. They say, hey, this is my name, and it might be their goddamn nickname, but I still call them that. So I'll extend that same respect to you. I won't say, well, I'm not going to do it to you. No. Hey, you want to be called Alex, but your name is fucking Rachel? I'll call you Alex. Like whatever. That's totally up to you. But when you want me to call you something that you're not, I won't. And I'm not saying that I'm going to call you the opposite because that's just petty. If you say call me he, I'm not going to call you she. Now it may or may not slip, and if it does, that's just hey, it slipped. There's nothing behind it. But what I'll do is I'll just always refer to you as Alex. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'll just call you by your name.
I just think that's reasonable.
Yeah, and that's as far as I'll go. So I know I get a whole bunch of hate from the trans people and stuff like that. Like, you gotta understand something. Just because I don't agree with what the fuck y'all trying to do, especially as it pertains to the kids, doesn't mean that that I lack human fucking decency. As a human being, hey, I'll call you by your name. I'm not gonna, marginalize you or make you to be smaller than a grain of fucking dirt or sand. Like that's just I'm not cool with that.
Right.
You know, especially if you're being respectful towards me, then I have no reason to take it to a whole other level. So yeah, if you say your name is that, I'll call you that. But as it pertains to like to call me a she when you're a he, like bro, like if you're my height, your voice is deeper than mine, you know, like there's no way, you know, there's no way, you know, I'm not gonna be out here perpetrating that, you know. So I just want to be clear on that.
Yeah, no, I think that I think there's a lot of reasonableness that goes on here, right? That I think a lot of people just sort of sweep under the rug. I just don't get where we come to the point where if I choose to just simply call you by your God-given name, right, or whatever name you choose to go by, right, that has now been like pushed to the side and go, no. Can you agree that I am a he, right? Because I say I'm a he. It's like, well, hold on. Hold on now. Like, I don't come into your house and say that I'm the owner of the house because I'm the owner of the house. And for the people that say, oh, it's an oversimplification. No, it's essentially the same concept. Like, you don't just go around telling people what they're supposed to say. Like, that is a reason why we live here and not in some third world country, right?
Yeah.
Where we don't get those rights, right? Because you have the right to say, whatever, you have the right to say what you want to say about your sexual inclivities or whatever that word is. And I also have the right to be able to say, hey, I don't necessarily agree with your thought process, right? And what you're saying about yourself. But at the end of the day, hey, if you want to go live that life, do what's best for you. Because you're the only one that has to live that life. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to give some insight, I mean, this is something that, the only thing that really bothers me, right, is that I just think it's a shame, man. I think it's a shame that, if you do believe in God, right, I just, somebody is given a body, right? They're given a body at birth, right? And then to basically to maim that body, right? That says a lot about the turmoil, the inner turmoil that someone is dealing with on a consistent basis for them to have the thought process to go, no. I need to break down this
mutilate.
I don't know. But essentially do that to the body that was given to them at birth. That guys, I really hope you guys understand it, whether or not you agree with it or not. This is very graphic. A lot of the things that need to take place in order for these changes to be made are extremely graphic.
Mutilation.
Guys. Yeah, it's a shame. You know what I mean? So that's my only thing is that if I was to say that if there's only one thing, I just find that hard to.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. If I woke up tomorrow and was convinced that I'm supposed to have another arm and it's supposed to come out right here, convinced. How can anyone tell me no based off the precedent that's been set? How can anyone tell me no?
I mean,
that's my reality.
That's
my reality. No, I believe I'm supposed to have I need this. I'm not whole without it. Oh my God, do you know what kind of psychological damage you're doing to me by denying me access to getting this?
You want to be a Cyclops.
Yeah, but not my issue. The point I'm trying to make is that we fucked up as a people when we stopped calling it what it was. And it's okay. Everybody has issues in one form or another, big, small. Everyone has issues. But if you think that you are the opposite sex, that is not normal by any stretch of the word normal. Because if it were to be normal, then more than half of the population would have to share that same gut feeling that you feel.
Right.
But they don't. And what normal means the overwhelming majority. Like there's a normalcy.
Correct.
Like this happens, so it's normal. Oh, it rains 5 days a week here. Yeah, that's normal. It doesn't rain 5 days a week here. That's normal. Normal is a precedent that's set over thousands of years for us as human beings.
Yeah.
So when I say it's not normal, I'm not castigating you. I'm calling it what it is. That is abnormal. It's abnormal.
I mean, they have a word for it. You know what I mean? It's gender dysmorphia. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is that hey, look, again,
dysphoria,
right?
Dysphoria.
Oh, dysphoria. I thought it was dysmorphia, but dysphoria. So they've already coined. I mean, scientists have or psychologists as well have already coined the
Make us
the
big.
term.
Make us big.
Oh, why do I? Jesus, man. Yeah. So they've coined the term, right? Gender dysphoria, right? And I think the problem is that like we've now gotten to a point in our society where if you go ahead and you call a spade, right? Because I mean, look, if a person's an alcoholic, right, and I call you an alcoholic, you know you're an alcoholic. Like, you know what I mean? Like we both see it because I'll tell you this: there's a lot of, if you watch a lot of the conversations that take place, you know, within those communities, a lot of them will admit that they've had gender dysphoria for a large portion of their lives, right? So my thing is if you know it is, right, and I simply just say that is what you're dealing with, but I'm good with you accepting that, hey, you have an issue that you just choose not to address, right? You know, hey, look, I think we could just chop the hatchet at that, you know what I'm saying, and then keep our moving about our own way. It's when you tell me that you know you have an issue, right, but because you know you have the issue and you choose to go about it in a more extreme manner that is on the that has the opposite effect, right, a negative effect on, because I mean, let's be real, like a lot of people that, you know, and I wish I had the studies for this, but I know that after gender reassignment surgery, I've seen some conversations where they've spoken about how the deletion rate actually goes up for people that get that work done, right? So for my thing is like, hey, look, you're getting what you want, right, essentially, but yet you still don't want to live in reality, and you're choosing to leave. Now, I mean, there could be other factors that come into play, but essentially, you got what you wanted. So now what? So now it's just because everybody else doesn't want to believe what you are just dying so hard to believe.
Yeah.
That can't be it. That seems pretty, like, that's, I'm not gonna lie, that seems kind of spineless. I'm not gonna lie to you, like
it is,
like,
it's spineless and it's narcissistic, like, is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, yo. Like
no, what I feel and what I think totally usurps everything that you, whatever the fuck it is you think. But God forbid some freaking Christians, some like Orthodox Christians or Orthodox Muslims, Orthodox Jews had adopted the same approach. Like, hey, no, hey, this is what I believe, this is what I feel. So you know what? Fuck it. God forbid that would ever happen. Oh my God. Oh, the Bible, this, the Quran, that. Oh, it's about religion. No, it's not. No. This whole trans shit is. Hey, look, this couple that's kissing, that's been on the screen for like way too long already.
Yeah.
You understand that is a damn, Mike. That,
you wanted that on the screen? My bad.
Because I was about to speak on it. That's a man and a woman. Now, the way they were set up, you may find that hard to believe, but yes, that it's essentially, yeah, right there. That yep. Leave that. That's a man and a woman. Is that a gay couple? Is it a straight couple? Because it's a man and a woman. Although they're both obviously confused and want to be opposite, they want to switch roles. But you know, hey, what happened to like just being a lesbian or being a gay man? Like they could have been a gay couple, because based off what they will tell you, I'm sure they would say, "Oh, we're a couple," because I'm a man, and well, she's a they them, whatever the fuck that means. But she wants to be looking like a woman, or trying to at least, and trying to portray that role. So with that being the case, I'm going to call it a man and not a man in quotes, a quote unquote man and quote unquote woman. So
man,
that would be a straight couple. And if they were to just take away,
would believe that.
If they were to take away everything, that, you know, hey, just revert back, it would still be a straight couple. That's my point. So you found yourselves in confusion. You couldn't find yourself in reality. You couldn't find each other in reality. It could only work like that, because if that's the case, then how shallow are both of you? How shallow are both of you? If the one on the left, the woman that wants to be a man but that wants to be with a woman, what, you couldn't just be with a normal woman? You had to be one with a beard? How shallow does that make you? Let's point the mirror back at these people. They're both shallow as fuck because there's no reason why they couldn't come together in union organically. Because at the end of the day, that's a man and a woman. And whatever y'all do behind closed doors, that's y'all business. But they wanted to take it there. They want to put it all in front of us, put it all to Phil. Hey, we're pushing this bullshit. We're pushing this body mutilation. We're pushing this gender dysphoria. We're pushing this confusion, and not just to you. We're pushing it to your fucking kids. So no, as long as I have a breath in my goddamn lungs, I'm going to speak about it. And again, not with the vitriol that they ever so often point at us. No. It doesn't have to be like that. At least not coming from me. I'm going to keep it very simple.
Sure.
They should be ashamed of themselves because they're shallow. Not because of the life decisions that they made, but because they're both shallow, clearly. You mean to tell me a man and a woman couldn't find themselves together organically? You had to go she had to try to cut her fucking boobs off and grow a damn beard? Like, come on. And that's normal? That's normal? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's just kind of where I dropped the hammer. It's just when, come on, man. So I think a lot of people have had enough with people peeing in the air and then trying to tell everybody else that it's rain. You know what I'm saying? Like that saying is as old as time, you know. And I'm dodging the piss, bro. Like, and I'm not getting jiggy with it. And I don't think that is. I don't get why I then have to be the like my co-host said, like, how come I'm the bigot, right? How come I'm the asshole? You know what I'm saying? The misogynist. I don't know how that term gets thrown in there. The transphobe, right? I think that's the word they use. They'll probably use for this podcast like episode. They'll probably call us transphobes, and I'm just like, guys. First of all, do you know what the meaning of transphobia is?
Exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly.
I don't have an issue if they come next to me, right? If they choose to shake my hand, I'm not gonna be like, oh, ew. Like, ooh, don't you do? Stop it. Don't shake my hand. Shake my hand, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I'm not. I'm a grown man. Like, there's no incessant fear that's gonna be trickling through my body, right? That makes me go, oh God, like they're in the room, guys. Let's all go to the next room. Like, that's what you do, because like I said, with like another podcast I've said, with arachnophobia, with fucking what's some other dumbass
claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. Like, when those things happen, you get into a deep fucking like fervor of
irrational.
Like,
it's almost
it's
irrational.
To the point where it's kind of like, yo, all right, buddy, like, we get it. Like, you know, the spider's like 50 times short, smaller.
Yeah,
than you,
honestly, I've been around someone that was arachnophobic before, and that's just no joke.
No, I don't deny it.
We literally, this is years ago. We smoked on my deck, and then we were just chilling in the crib. We watching something on MTV, and for some reason there's something. A spider came on the TV, and it wasn't even like a big like spider. It was like little spider. Yo, when I tell you, boy, I'm not gonna say his name, but this dude, bro, he was all like, just got like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And then he was saying it. I'm like, whoa, bro, it's not even on the screen no more. It was like a split, like it's gone, bro. Nah, I was like, for real though, like that. It's not even in the room, not even next to you on TV.
I'm telling you, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's real.
Yeah. And I think it all comes back to ego. You know what I'm saying? It comes back into this inflated sense of self-worth that a lot of people are pushing, right? When they know deep down that they are extremely, they're extremely lacking in that category. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't need to do all this.
No.
Right? If you want to just live your, we talk about this all, live your truth, right? Live your reality. Go do that shit. But if you look at the statistic, you guys are not by any stretch of the imaginations the overwhelming anything. So hey, just accept that. Like, I don't understand why. And then they'll have the people that they again want to play in the gray area and say, oh well, you don't know how many people are sitting with this and don't want to come forward. Okay, all right, guys. All right. So what you want to do? You want to start throwing out numbers? 1 out of every 3 homes got a boy and girl in there that that want to be something that they're not. Like,
I'm just not going to play that game at all.
Like, come on, man. We've got to be able to have quantifiable fucking, statistics to go for anything that comes out of anybody's mouth. Anything that we say on this podcast has to have some sort of backing towards it, which a lot of it does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't again, this is why I hate when people try to play in that weird gray area, because look, I can't quantify that. I can't quantify how many little boys and girls are out there that have that are going through the Zaire Wade's situation. You know what I'm saying? I can't quantify that because I don't know everybody on Earth. But what I can tell you is that there's this mode. I've got 1,000 plus. I've got 100,000 plus years of human data that says the opposite. Okay, so hey, 100,000 versus, transgenders have well, not transgenders necessarily, the ones that switch over, but the ones that are a little more metrosexual, I guess, those have existed, from the tail of time. But as far as doing the actual the change, you know what I'm saying, that is a very new concept.
Yeah. You know what? Before we play the video again, I just want to say something because I'm not sure, but the person on the left, the woman that wants to be a man, the one with the pink or whatever color that is.
Aaron, no, that is a man. Don't you disrespect him. Oh, damn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. So like I was saying, the woman that on the left that wants to be a man, hugging that man that wants to be, who the fuck knows what Addison wants to be. I will say this. I don't know if the person on the left has had the surgery, like the bottom surgery.
Right.
Because if she, I don't know her name, his name. I know Addison's name, so at least I can say Addison. But I don't know the other person's name. So if that motherfucker on the left, if they had that bottom surgery already, what that means is that them two as a couple can't have any kids. Now, it's a whole other conversation to say, hey, well, do you think they should be having kids? I'm not even getting into that.
No, please,
I'm not even going to get into that. It's a whole other story for a different day.
Lord, please.
But
we need to keep the channel up, man.
If the motherfucker on the left didn't have the bottom surgery, then they can have kids. So let's just say, throw this around. Say the motherfucker on the left had the bottom surgery, right?
We get that you're talking to the person. Oh my!
I'm trying to be respectful, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is crazy. Yeah,
so anyway, that's this nigga, the nigga on the left, right?
Yeah, I said,
if they had the bottom surgery, then that mean they got two penises. We already know Addison didn't give hers up.
Sure,
she's over here like they them wearing a beard. I highly doubt she gave hers up. Addison gave up his. Whatever. See, this is why I don't even like playing the damn game. I can't even get through a goddamn conversation. So anyway, if the motherfucker on the left got a penis now,
all right, man,
and Addison got a penis too, they can't have kids. So now what does that mean when they say, hey, we want to have kids? You don't think the motherfucker on the left, even though they had the surgery that they claim they wanted, now that union can't bear a child? What type of psychological issues are going to be going on in there? Think about it. Because them two together or organically could create a child. They can. If they would have met it organically and just kept it straight a buck. Even if Addison was ultra fucking femme, you know what I'm saying? And hey, whatever, knock yourself out. You know, there's way more freaky shit going out. I'm sure. But if the motherfucker on the left had the surgery, then you can't have a child, and that's something you got to live with. I know. I mean, at some point they have to say, "Oh shit, hey Addison, if we would have met organically, we could still be together and still share this love." But I don't think it's love. I think it's all for show. I think it's they're fucking shallow. I think they only together because of the circumstances of the life that they live.
Sure.
So no, I don't think that would have happened. But hey, thought experiment, Addison probably would have been like, yeah, no, probably not, because I was looking for a fucking trans fucking woman to show, yeah, I'm fighting gender. I'm fighting, I'm over righteous. I'm a foot soldier in this fucking war, this proxy war that's being played. And it's like, but at the end of the day, who's hurting? Because y'all could have lived a nice, happy. Not saying that they're not right now, right? I'm not saying that, but they could have lived a nice life, happy life together, without body mutilation, without confusion. Because no one needs to know what goes on behind closed doors. If fucking Addison comes home, let's just say Addison's name is Adam. Adam comes home. Adam wants to bend over the couch and get fucking spanked by the motherfucker on the left. Hey, knock yourself out. No one has to know about that.
Yeah,
you guys they want to join some little sex parties and sex cults. That's on them. That's on them. Oh, but why we gotta do it in the shadow? Because it's not normal. And no matter how no matter how hard you try to make it normal, it's not normal. Even what you're doing right now is not normal. So it doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference whether you're in the shadows or you're doing that, because we're not going to condone it. We're not going to condone that. Not being pushed on our kids. And
yeah, no,
I'm not going anywhere where I know I can see that type of stuff with my kids, because for obvious reasons. So I have another baby on the way, so that means I'm going to have 2 kids. So me and my family, because it's growing, right? Where it's possible that we can see stuff like that. Now, is that me being, oh, he's this, oh, he's that? No. My kids don't need to see that, because we don't need to have conversations about that when you're fucking 2 years old, 3 years old.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah. No. I think my only point before we move this video is just that I think that there's not a lot of forest between the trees being looked at here when these conversations are taking place, for these individuals to make these decisions, right? Because a growing number of individuals that go through with it actually, who actually do mutilate and, go through the changes at a younger age, right? I think it's before a certain period of time in the adolescence, are extremely regretful for making the change. And I think even in the documentary, I think I'm not gonna be presumptuous and then say that person, but there looked like to be someone who sort of walked down that path thinking, yeah, this is, I need to be this, I need to do this. And I could see from their tenacity and the nature of the conversation they were having, it seems as though they are extremely regretful for making that shit, because you can't go back.
Yeah, no.
You can't go back. There's no taking that back. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, damn, if you, hey, again, do what you got to do to feel whole. But is it gonna make you feel whole?
Yeah.
Like, is it really?
Yeah.
In the long run, I'm talking about the long run.
But that's the thing too. I'm happy.
I don't think they think. I don't think they think about that.
No,
truly.
Because to be honest, and again, I'm not out here to be like, oh, I'm caping for them. I'm objective. But even when a woman,
you're transphobic, guy.
No. Yeah, even when a woman is like, oh, I'm going to get butt surgery, I always say to them, like, yo, you sure you want to do that? The shit might not come out right. You may not be happy with it. You may think, you know what, hey, I was good the way I was. Or even when they want to get top surgery, they want to get a little bit bigger, whatever. I always think on the inside, even to quote unquote women, quote unquote regular women, I think to myself, you got self-esteem issues. Because if you want to think about that for that long, to that degree, where you would literally go, and again, I'm going to use the same word, mutilate your body to do something that's literally just for appearance. Just for appearance, not for you, really. Right. Not for you. No, it's not for you. You can say, hey, I don't like the way I feel and the way I look. No, because you may say that because you're not getting a reaction from other people that you want. But if you were, you wouldn't be saying that. So same rules apply. Women want to get big boobs. They want to get a bigger ass. Dudes want to get calf implants and make their calves look big. Dudes do shit like that all the goddamn time too. I'm not even just women. And again, I'm just being objective. I'm going right down the middle. I'm calling it how it is on both sides. So it's body mutilation when a woman does it. It's body mutilation when a quote unquote trans person does it. And it, like Mike said, hey, whatever you got to do, if you think that's going to make you happy, hey, this is America. This is the place to do it. I agree. But that is your choice to make and your repercussions to deal with.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's see how this unfolded. Oh shit! Press the
Oh
wrong
my
button.
god. Oh. Oh.
We're
Oh.
getting canceled, man.
Sometimes they don't always have the opportunities to do that.
Welcome. Hi. You were watching the tape piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a hot topic. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
This guy don't.
Why is it a good thing?
I guess because
All right, y'all. Yeah. So as my co-host takes a quick little break, yeah, let us know. I mean, for anybody that's joined on, I mean, we're doing a conversation on the, what is a woman conversation. So if you guys have any, give us your thoughts, man. I know we don't expect everybody to be on par with what we're saying, but if you have some genuine insight and feedback that you want to bring to the table, that's devoid of emotion and full of logic. That's what we're looking for here. All
Yeah,
right.
seriously,
So,
let us know, please. Whether you agree,
let us
disagree,
know.
like let's have the conversation. Let's get back to having conversations.
Yes, devoid of shaming language, right?
Yeah.
So let's do it, right?
because it creates dialogue and it invites conversation to learn about other people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are really confused about gender identity in these times, and it's good for us to have these conversations so people open their minds and relearn and unlearn to what we've been taught.
Right. Addison,
Right.
people think
The
gender
fuck?
pronouns are exclusive.
Emotional damage.
I'm
Plus
there.
unity, but that's a misconception. True.
Yeah. Well, everybody has pronouns. Like you may use he and.
Oh Lord. Oh, here we start with the bullshit, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you. Yes. Yo, what do you mean? I like how Addison starts with everyone has pronouns, and then quickly follows it up with, yeah, you may use he, and no. That's because, like, you know what? I've always been a stickler for grammar. Always. I don't know why. Something inside of me is like fucking like OCD when it comes to grammar.
Right. Yes.
So no, pronouns are assigned accordingly. Like they have to. Even in Spanish, in the Spanish language. That's where gender comes from. Languages like that have gender. You know, like the door. That's feminine. You know what I'm saying? The day, the day, el día, that is masculine. You know what I mean? The week, la semana, that's feminine. That's gender. The English language doesn't have gender. We just have absolutes, right? So again, because we have absolutes, he, she, it. He, she, it. Me, you, her or him or them. That's it. You can't go back and try to say, well, I am they, because that's just grammatically incorrect. Because what they means is that there's more than one person that we're referring to. So again, when we don't check this shit, they're destroying the great queen's English.
Yeah, the very fabric of fucking society, man.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? Because if we continue to allow this, it's not going to stop with they thems.
But that's the problem, right? Is they don't like. Hey, look, if you want to introduce this chaos into, because that's essentially what it is, right? You want to take the wheel that's been churning for 100,000 plus years, and you want to basically say, no, let's insert these 50,000 infinity pronouns into the mix. I think I just saw. I don't know if you saw when I was zooming through here. I just saw some pronouns on the screen that I didn't even know were a thing, bro. Like this is getting out. Like, so now you want to tell me, right? So something that was so simple, right? Something that was so easy to break. You could teach the shit. Now you have got to introduce. You're trying to introduce to young children 50, 60, 70 fucking ambiguous ass pronouns that no one in their right mind is going to possibly be able to check themselves on. I do not care how many generations go by. This is where the problem is, that there is no definite answer. You can and this is what's going to happen with when Matt comes into the conversation. When you ask these people these questions, right, they have no answers. They provide you with some political, you should no. Well, that's not the answer. I can't give you that. I can't tell you what how many genders there are, because you know what? It's just you cannot do that, because I know on my side, right? Because I've been playing the longevity of the human race game. There's only 2 genders. Right, and then what we do is that we've in the English language, right, to make it easier for those occasions where someone's a little bit, if we wanted to talk about an animal because we're not sure what that animal is, right, we throw an it at it, or an object, right? If we want to talk about an object, we call it an it. Bring it here, okay? We've gone from calling hold on. We've gone from calling individuals like Addison, it, to now I don't even know what. I'm surprised she only had 3 pronouns or 2 pronouns on the thing. I thought she would have had, or whatever. I thought I thought there would have been a ton more fucking pronouns attached to that name. You know what I'm saying? Because where does it end? It's like a spectrum of a spectrum that no one knows. It's like a rainbow that just has no ending. Like it just goes off to the far reaches of space and beyond. Where does it end? And if you can't, we have to have an ending. I don't care this world that we're trying to live in, where everything is just no. I feel like everything under the rainbow. Y'all are trying to really, you're really trying to just destroy shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's my problem. That is my biggest issue with this conversation, is that you can't provide an ending. Provide the ending, guys, because we have an ending. And the reason why we have an ending is because we've done the research. So come on, man. Like we've got to be careful where we're going with this shit. But I digress. Let's continue on.
It's important for people to understand.
I want to get Matt into this conversation because Dr. Phil's taking too long.
He or she was assigned at birth. Now, this would be.
God damn it, where is Matt? Because we already know this is. I mean, for those that
yeah, but as Mike's finding Matt, let me say this, y'all.
Look at
There's no
this.
such
Hold on,
thing.
I chose to medically.
Hold on, dude.
After that
Dude,
person's disclosed.
shit.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
You see this shit?
Yeah.
You see this shit?
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Make it big so everyone else can see it.
Oh, they can't see it? Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Here.
Co's. N A M E.
And so I have codes. Did I miss something when I watched this the first time? Code self. Hold on. There's a higher. HIR. Her. Here. Her. Here self.
Yeah, no. That's all a damn game. That's all it is. It's a damn game.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's a damn game.
What the fuck? How does anybody? Someone is always going to be offended.
I don't understand how you can be non-binary when we have a binary system. There's men and women that you need one of each to create another. No. It doesn't go further past that. So how the hell can you be non-binary?
You said it yourself, bro. It's chaos, man. These people are literally trying to look at the wheel, see that the wheel is working, right? It may not be working optimally the way that they think that it needs to work, or sometimes the wheel's a little wobbly, but it still gets you where it needs to get you. And what I'm talking about gets you is humankind progresses in the way that it's supposed to, because for the majority of the human societies that are out there, there's been extreme progress. We have now built skyscrapers, modern medicine. People are now older in areas where they were dying off younger, right? Like the life expectancy has gone, it's taken extreme leaps and bounds. But yet these things are not okay, right? Like these progresses are not okay in society. We have to now look at that wheel wobble a little bit when it hits the little crack in the road, and we go, hey, take the wheel off. Take the wheel off. Oh, well, okay. So you're gonna bring another wheel? No. We're just gonna drive with 3 wheels. That's what we should do. Drive with 3 wheels. Better yet, take off all the wheels. Take them all off. We can get there however we're gonna get there. Well, how are we gonna But who's gonna no, we don't even need a driver. Fuck it. We don't need it. We don't need the driver. Just have the vehicle. Fuck it, we don't even need the vehicle. We can walk. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need. But then how are we gonna get to the hey, we'll get there when we get there. That is the problem I have. Look at this. What's on the screen is exactly the problem that I'm talking about. Where does it end? N self. N's A self. M self. How did we get to who came up with this? Somebody was extremely bored.
People.
Himself,
ugly people.
I know himself. I've seen himself before, right? I've seen that in some books. Herself, I don't know.
Yeah,
himself,
herself.
I've seen it.
Himself and herself, yeah.
Himself, herself. I've heard of himself. You know, somebody describe himself.
No.
But like everything else, themselves. I've heard that.
He used to touch himself. Yes. She used to touch herself.
Yes, and then they went with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
themselves, not themselves.
Yeah, I've seen. You know, okay, we're good somewhat. Yeah. But I don't even know how you go about describing a person in this sense. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, but no, that whole line is correct. He, him, his, himself. Yeah, she, her, hers. Yeah, that's correct. They, them, their. Yeah, but everything but above the he and below the they are just no.
It's craziness, man.
They got ver in there. What, they speak in Spanish?
I don't know. Ver self, and they don't even give the pronunciation. Like, how disrespectful. Like. Yeah. So I'm supposed to just guess this? Like I said, somebody's always going to be offended.
But honestly, Mike, before we get back into the video, look, for everyone that's listening out there, no disrespect, but the people that literally go by this stuff, and this is anecdotal, so you can't say I'm lying or nothing. This is anecdotal. They're just not attractive, whether it's because they're a little overweight or we're just like socially awkward to some degree that adapt that type of lifestyle. And I've seen it through middle school, high school, college, and thereafter. I've seen it. Mm-hmm. The people that normally like attract to that light, like a goddamn moth in the night, fall into those categories. You never see a drop dead fucking gorgeous bitch that's like, oh no, I'm a man. You know, she might be like, I'm gay or I'm bi.
Right.
But she's not out there fucking, just, hey, let me go and
everything off, bro.
Yeah, you don't see that. Why? The same reason why you don't see super attractive women at BLM fucking riots and protests, because those are for lesbians.
I'll take it one step further. Because I want that. You know what I'm saying? I want that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you that because that's some shit. But I'll take it one step further. Look, I think we talk about this on this podcast a ton. Look, guys, if you are not going to call anybody ugly, right? Because I essentially do want to have kids myself. I'm not trying to jinx myself. But I will say, if you are not pleasing to the eye, this is where I'm not going to boil this whole movement down to this. But hey, look, Mike McCullough said there's a reason why the drop dead gorgeous ones are not giving up their like literally their currency, right? Because I'll tell you this: you ask a pretty girl if she wants to be a man or so walk in a man's shoes, she's telling you, hell no, I'd rather be a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's interesting to me, right? And I'm not going to say because I don't know all the situations out there, but for the ones that I've seen, a lot of the ones that are not going to be getting that pretty girl, privilege, I see a lot of mailing it in. So, hey, say what you want. You know what I'm saying? You can throw all the at me if you want. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Like I'm just saying, like pretty girl privilege is a powerful thing, and in 2022, if hey, the rare women that do watch this, y'all know a pretty girl that is basically sitting around that gets anything that she wants just simply because she is a woman with a vagina that is pretty, right? So if you are lacking in this privilege, it's tough cookies. You know
but that don't mean you go and make up this whole shit like, no, now I'm a they, I'm a them, and now this and that. No, that means just step your game up.
There's just so many holes.
Step your game up. Because you know what? Even like look, even if you remain an ugly ass bitch, right? There's still a nigga out there for you. The problem is these bitches got their whole mind screwed up where they're like, oh, I need this guy. But like they know they down here. They know they don't go to the gym. They know they don't have the best hygiene. They don't smell like fucking like roses and shit. No, you like to thank don't thank. You know what I'm saying? But they know, but they still want that dude. But when they are hit with the reality, like that dude not even searching for you, he don't even know you out there. That nigga he walking in the room, you there, he still don't even know you in the room, even though you taking a quarter of the room. You know what I'm saying? You just not even on his radar. You know what I'm saying? So once that shit sinks in, that's where the male hate come out, man. I hate my dad. My dad was never around. Oh, all my boyfriends that I was with, they always used me. Yeah, but want to know why? Because you was always the big girl that gave the best dome. Who the fuck's gonna make you their girl when you sucking everybody off? And then once word gets out, I'm just keeping it a buck. And y'all already know what time it is. So if y'all haven't already liked this video, right the fuck now. Hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? That ass, because we just getting warmed up.
Yeah,
we just getting warmed up.
Yeah, we getting canceled. Yeah, we getting canceled.
we getting canceled. Yeah, y'all better subscribe before we get canceled. Subscribe.
Yeah,
before.
seriously. Before I try to upload a video and we don't even have a channel no more, man. This is crazy. Good thing I have another channel. This is wild, man. This guy's crazy. But,
am I lying? Am I lying though?
I plead the fifth, man. So what I will say because I want to keep my channel right, I'm not gonna plug in my shit. So no, but seriously, man, like this is the. Let's just back to the video, man. I'll probably bring this. My point will come back. I know somebody's gonna say some crazy shit. I want us to get Matt Walsh in here. I think he's around right here.
Yeah, it's been an hour. We didn't even get to my boy Matt yet.
Yeah, bro. Look at.
So you think it's
all right, make it big.
Oh, hey, yo. Pause, man.
They were biologically created.
Yeah, I think
let's make
it's
this.
delusion. It could be mental illness.
Oof. Look at that. Whoosh. Trigger. Yeah, I hate you, man. I hate you, man. What's wrong with man? This should not be fucking. I'm sitting over here like when I watched it, I was like, ooh, he's about to go in, motherfucker.
Identity and imagination. He identifies as a walrus, and his mom's a little silly. She takes it seriously and thinks he really is a walrus. So she went on her phone, and there are people telling her that this isn't pretend. He's really a walrus. And his mother takes him to the doctor to have him surgically transitioned and gets him walrus hormone pills. And then eventually tries to drop him off at a zoo to live with other walruses. Not only topping the Amazon chart. My book has taken the world by storm.
Well, you just saw my next guest. Author
I know those two are so hot right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
His recently published children's book that has since been removed online by a popular large retail chain.
I hate Dr. Phil, man. I don't know what it is, bro. I just want to punch her in the face.
A social construct,
I don't know what it is. You got that Joel Osteen voice, man. Makes me want
True.
Just want to sock him in the mouth.
Well, actually, just to clarify, and with all due respect, but most of what we just heard in the previous segment was total nonsense, which is why when you were pushing
total nonsense. Thank you. My man.
Yeah, he said. He said he had to make it. Yeah, with all due respect, we just heard in the last second. It's just total nonsense. Yeah, and he's probably gonna give him the eye contact too. It's like, yeah, I said it. Yeah. You feeling froggy? That's how he came out with this shit, man. I was like, whoa, he might be transphobic. I mean, I'm not saying he's wrong. But I was like, man, you gotta take it easy. I mean, I really wanted to come out with the who hurt you. Like, I was like,
yo. On second thought, yeah, he's definitely transphobic. I'm joking.
Yeah, imagine we can all agree that this man is transphobic.
Shit, yo, we probably should say that. Watch, next thing you know, we're gonna get all the trans subscribers and shit.
There's gonna be 10 viewers in here. It's gonna be 10 people signing on. We're gonna have the fucking chat's gonna go crazy.
For real.
We're gonna leave with Alex. Alex, I see you. I see my boy Alex Rivera.
What up, Alex? What up? Good looks, bro.
Thank you. We got Kalani. I don't know if you saw the Facebook chat.
Yeah, I saw. I peeked at it.
Okay, cool. We got Kalani, our boy Anthony Kalani. I'm not sure if you're still watching. Thank you for the love. I identify as Gohan. God.
Yo,
Come on, you're
why would
crazy.
you identify as a punk ass Gohan, man?
Yo.
Gohan hasn't been strong since the Cell games, bro.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
The blasphemy. So.
Or definitions and that sort of thing. They were not.
Are they holding their hands like why they holding their hands like this and shit? What the fuck? The fuck?
Because they know it's about to hurt. This is about to. The soul is about to be. Yo, hold on.
They're like this. They're like.
They're like.
There should be no construct of gender.
Stop fucking around, Dr. Phil,
Male or
man.
Female, right? And someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have been
Phil.
biologically created as.
Phil trying hard not to get canceled. Phil trying so hard not to. That's what we could take another look at this. Yeah, this is like you could break down so many dichotomies in this, man. Holy shit!
Yeah, you saw his eyes. He was like,
the mental and sociological attitudes of the individual. You know, they come back like Ninja. Get it out. I want to like slap him on the back and be like, Ninja, it's okay. It's your show. Like it's your show.
Oh my god, bro.
Yo, you good, man. Like you good, bro. Like you be alright.
Yo, Phil's eyes was like this. He was like, he was looking for some cues. He was like,
fuck. I should have wrote this down.
The sexual, perceptual.
Oh man, what? Can y'all put the pronouns up on the screen again? Just so I can make sure I'm clear on what else is.
Nigga Phil's forehead sweating, bro. That nigga need a fucking towel.
Shit, man, they don't pay me enough for this, man. This is crazy. Oh my god, Lord.
Yo, feel like they about to cancel me.
They got me out here supporting this shit. I mean, damn it! Oh god, let's go to commercial break. Let's go to commercial break. God damn it! Oh my Lord.
Oh Jesus. Oh.
That there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well,
God, that was painful.
Reality. So you can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take
You see the head bob?
Self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production.
Thank you.
You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant. And no matter whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So
Thank
you think
you.
it's a delusion?
Look.
Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different
Look at the face of
children. You know, there's also
wow.
Oh wow.
When you hear someone, a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy,
and I know you ain't got kids.
"Oh, I'm a girl." Here's a good follow-up.
That's a fact.
What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you
Oh
mean by
shit.
girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you.
Foreshadowing
is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine. Play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy.
Yeah, you know what? I just real quickly see like this part of the conversation is gonna get lost, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna make it seem like they're gonna take everything else that he says, right? Because don't get me wrong, he's coming hard. You know, wow, pause.
Whoa.
Wow, man. Wow.
Yo,
man. Yeah, we got
Mike, wipe your face, Mike. Wipe your face.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. All right. Now he wow. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, he was very okay. You know, but anyway, you get the point. He was he said what he said. So I think the biggest thing that people don't take away is the fact that like the guy, if we're looking at the guy that's presenting these arguments, he's literally telling people that if my son wants to play with a dollhouse or wants to say that his favorite color is pink, red hot pink, I'm not going to fucking give him shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because these are just some trivial, attributes that are just, I'm saying that you could just they wash away with time. That's not something I'm gonna go crazy about. But let it be known, let the story be told by those that champion this cause. They will tell you that, oh, this guy, oh, he's a homophobe, he's a transphobe, he's a everything phobe. Go to the fucking encyclopedia. He is everything phobic in the book. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even want his son to play with dolls. He doesn't want him to do it. He's got to call wrestlers dolls. Like, that's the kind of guy he is. Like, Ninja, what? How do we go from one extreme to the other?
Yeah.
Like, just because I tell you the sky again, I tell you the sky is blue, right? I tell you the sky is fucking blue. All right, as opposed to telling you the sky is blue, doesn't change the fact that the sky is still fucking blue. Right? So get mad about it if you want to, but if somebody's telling you something that is inherently factual, right? We got to start getting these feelings out the way and stop, muddying the fucking message, because this whole conversation gets way out of turn because you can see who's sitting with, and I want the viewers, whoever's watching, I want you guys to tell us, right? Tell me and my co-host, who do you think is the more emotional and who do you think is the more logical?
Oh, that's
right?
easy.
You know what I'm saying? And now we know, right? Because we do this debating thing. But for those that are, that are just chiming into this conversation, you let us know who's the more emotional and who's the more logical.
That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel.
Oh, shit.
Just like a 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl.
Yo.
Well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman? Well,
foreshadowing.
You know what a woman is?
No, I can't. There's nothing to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
No.
What do you define a woman?
You were a fucking woman.
Yeah, exactly.
How can you?
Because she drank all the Kool-Aid. That's the thing. We even have, but look, even nowadays, Mike. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that Supreme Court justice, the newest one, they asked her what was a woman, and she was like, I don't know. I can't answer that question. And that's a quote unquote woman who's married to a man. So it's not even just about the trans people who can't answer that question. Anybody that's drinking that quote unquote super woke liberal Kool-Aid is going to have a hard time answering that question, because if they answer it the way that their brain tells them to answer it, they know that it contradicts everything else. So they can't answer it the way that they're supposed to, and they know they're supposed to. That's why they just obfuscate, and they try to, hey, I'm not going to answer it at all. I'm going to give you a red herring. I'm going to give you a straw man. I'm going to put up whatever the fuck I can to just not answer that question, because if I answer it, there's no going back. I'm going to start pulling the threads from the sweater, and everything's going to begin to unravel. So I'll give them credit in that regard. They're all seem to be on code as far as that goes. Like, hey, we're all playing this game, and we all have to keep this game going. So we can't be truthful at all. Whoops. Oh yeah. Got the clues bounds on him.
All right. It's a little bit of this craziness.
That's someone with female reproductive organs. Okay, someone who's here's the thing: when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA.
Mike, what is a woman, Mike?
Guys,
what is a woman?
In my view,
yeah.
Real simply, in my view, I believe a woman is an individual who has an XX chromosome. They have the characteristics of a woman, right? If we're talking about, I guess I break it into. I would believe that they have the characteristics of a female, right? A traditional female, which is a vagina, mammary glands, right? Or to a degree, right? Because I know males have some of those as well. But they have, the infrastructure of their private region is that of a female, right? Of a female. So that would be my definition of a woman or a female.
All right. See how easy that was?
Yeah.
I think this is ridiculous how this can't be answered. So if someone were to ask me, hey, what's a woman? I would simply say, hey, a woman is an adult female human. More than likely, they have a vagina. They have what you would call breasts that generate or create milk upon bearing a child, if they can bear children. But that's typically, generally speaking, what women are going to fall into. And I know there's women out there, unfortunately, that cannot, have children. Then they cannot, lactate, whatever the case may be. Hey, but those are the one-offs. But overall, yes, it's going to be an adult female, a human, that typically, generally speaking, will have, ovaries, vagina, and breasts.
Right. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that adult quip, I think that's a good distinction too, because a woman versus a girl, right?
Yeah,
So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
Okay. We could dig up their bones 100 years from now.
Ooh.
We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of
Like
their
you said, with the XX chromosomes.
I understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is.
No, that is the definition.
This is the problem, man.
Rewind it back just a little bit. Sorry.
This is the problem, man.
Yeah.
It's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female. You said, right?
Why is it your definition? Whatever happened to the definition?
Talk to him.
Whatever happened to the definition? The definition of a woman. You know what? I haven't looked it up in a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if it changed with everything that's going on. Let's look it up.
That's a good point.
An adult female human being. An adult female human being. So I don't know.
That's crazy. Is that Webster? Is that Webster?
I just Googled it. Hold on. Let's see where it's citing it from. That's from Oxford.
Yeah, go to Webster.
It's from Oxford.
Oh, okay. Well, we can work with that.
Yeah.
We can work with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. If you want Merriam and Webster, definition of a woman, an adult female person, a woman belonging to a particular category as by birth, resident, membership, occupation, whatever. Okay, now let's get into other things. But yeah, basically, yeah.
Go ahead, Webster.
Yep. So Webster and Oxford both said what I said, and it doesn't take the most astute scholar to answer that fucking question. Why? Because we're binary. That's why. It's male. There's female. There's human being, and then there's male. There's female. That's it. Oh, what about the ones that are born with both? Hey, those are hermaphrodites.
0.0000 something. I think it's like 3% of the fucking human population.
Exactly. So carry on then. No, I don't say carry on. That's what fucking Kendrick Perkins says, and I don't really care for Kendrick Perkins.
Jesus.
Shall we then?
As we must.
Correct. Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? Cisgender woman, right? As you just explained. Maybe
take it easy. You got those about to hit me in my face.
Hey, what Addison say?
Organs that you're
talking my bad.
About are reproductive. Have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? Cisgender woman, right? As you just explained. Maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about.
That's still a fucking woman. What?
Answer the question. You stood up here and said trans.
Like, what? Come on, yeah. This goes back to exception. They're trying to make the exception the rule, man.
Exactly.
Like, come on, yeah. Like, no. Actually, no. They're not trying to make the exception. What they're trying to do is take the exception and then utilize that as to showcase to basically say like you need to acknowledge exceptions.
Yes.
You need to acknowledge the exception and make sure that you give credence to the exception as if it is on par with the majority.
Exactly.
That is a fucking problem.
Yeah, that way they can sneak in through the back door.
Yeah, so they can be like, well, I mean, if there's some ambiguity in this sense, then you should take my 4,000 gender pronouns and insert stage left. Like, come on, man. Like, this is getting like out of hand. Like, like every argument that is made by that individuals that share, not even just this thought, but many other sorts of thoughts, they go down that rabbit hole where they try to then, like, I think my co-host brings up the straw man tactics all the time. It's like, great, where are we going to come to a resolution if we are going to continually use people who are the bottom barrel of the statistics?
Exactly.
Why? If I'm gonna jump out of a parachute, if I'm gonna jump out of a plane, right? And my fucking I'm getting some feedback on my.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. You're good.
But what was I saying? Yeah, so if I'm gonna jump out of an airplane, but before I jump, my fucking instructor says, "Well, hey, just so you know, I 95% of the time, my students don't make it. You know what I'm saying? My students don't make it 95% of the time.
My students don't make it.
They don't make it 95%. They fall off. Something happens. They die 95% of the time. But 5% of the time, they make it. So, I mean, hey, look, it's $200. You can come on. We're going right now. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to take it? All these motherfuckers here are trying to tell us that, hey, you need to acknowledge the fact that 5% of the time, you can make it. Mm-hmm. So because that is the case, let's bring them into the argument, as opposed to using fucking common sense and saying, don't get on the goddamn plane. Leave that plane alone. We don't even need to entertain any other part of the conversation. No, it is a no. I don't care what you got to say. My students die 95% of the time. Great. Full stop. I'm going to leave. Guys, I think it's time for us to fucking leave. I don't want to be in a room. I don't want to sit in a room where people are like, hey, my God, before we leave, though, tell me more about this 5%. So when they live, do they live, or do they like just the leg gets broken? You know what I mean? Because live can mean so many things. I mean, do they need they need a ventilator for the rest of their life? Like what how are they living? Yeah. Exactly. No, Ninja. I don't care. I don't care about the 5%. Give me my 95 and I'm happy and I'm okay. Like this is not debatable. Like why do we need okay. I digress. Right? My analogy, I hope for those that have the sense can understand where I'm coming from and why this is such a frustrating conversation, because you can't get anywhere, right? You can't have there's no meeting of the minds, because one mind is using the fucking the exception, the gross exception, to have a conversation. And if you're going to be doing that, if we're going to be playing that type of game, I mean, there's no end, because you can look for ambiguity in those exceptions all day long. Mm-hmm. Because there's outliers everywhere. Are there people that jump out of an airplane and maybe survive? Hey, I'm sure there are. But does that mean I want to go out of a habit of saying, hey, well, I want to jump without a parachute every time? Yeah. No, Ninja. Give me my parachute.
Every time?
You know what I'm saying? Do I want to just jump out? Like if I know that somebody could jump from a 10-story building and live 2% of the time, as opposed to 98% of the time jumping off into a fucking and not landing in anything, right? As opposed to just saying, maybe I just don't need to jump.
Yeah, right.
Because I have a 98% chance of living. So I have a 100% chance of living if I don't jump off this goddamn 10-story building. You know what I'm taking? The 100%. Exactly. That is how human beings are supposed to work.
Yeah, self-preservation.
Right? Yep. That's how the world was built around us. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because if we didn't have closings for windows, motherfuckers could just fall out. But no, if there was a possibility that if I put my hand thinking that there's a window there and I fall out the World Trade Center, that's 100 floors. I'm not gonna make it. So we need to really start, like, come on now. Let's grow up here.
Yeah, that's all it is. Let's just grow up. Let's just get real. Stop playing these games. Stop allowing the games to be played. It's what it is. It's a game.
Jeez.
It's a game.
Holy shit, man. Crikey.
Yes. Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan
said, womanhood.
I cannot define because I am not myself.
Use the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I
don't believe in interrupting people, but when you don't answer questions, you deserve to be interrupted.
Exactly.
Answer the fucking question.
Exactly.
Because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people.
Wait a minute, hold on, Aaron. Oh shit, I went too far.
Wow.
Aaron, do you identify as a woman?
No, but I can tell you what a woman is.
No. That was my point. I was just curious. That was just a question I had.
You don't have to. I don't have to identify as a goddamn dog to tell you that I have a dog and his name is Luke.
Yeah, no. You're preaching to the choir. I was just curious because her point is that I'm not a woman, so I don't.
I can't tell you what a woman is.
I can't provide you that answer. So that's just interesting to me.
If a woman walked up to you, you wouldn't know it was a fucking woman, Addison?
No.
Really?
No.
Like, come on, you sound ridiculous.
What
I will tell you is this: if Addison watched this goddamn video, she'd be like, "Oh, well, he's a man, and they're both men."
Yeah,
and I never told you what my fucking gender was. Not once did I say what my gender was in this goddamn video. But yet, I guarantee you, Addison and Ethan will be so quick to be like, "Oh, those are two transphobic cisgendered men." All right?
Oh yeah.
Someone with reproductive organs. Okay. Someone who's, here's the thing: when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA.
Maybe someone who is female identifies something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because
I
am not myself.
You used the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women? If you don't know what it means,
right? So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. It's something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
That's a high level answer.
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are.
Oh no! See,
why are they clapping?
Because she just gave a whole bunch of fucking jargon. She just gave a whole bunch of fucking filth, a bunch of pillow fluffer, right, to answer that fucking question. And it goes back. And Matt, you can even hear Matt before he gets drowned out by the claps. He's like, "That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, what is a woman? What is a woman?"
And this bitch got no answer.
She got Aaron. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Addison.
Yo, this guy's crazy, man. That's it for us, man. It's been a great run, y'all. Look at now she's on the bandwagon.
Oh yeah, because out of the claps.
Yeah.
Run.
Just with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too. And you want to reduce.
Look at her. Now she got all the energy.
You want to reduce women. You want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes, right? That's what you're saying.
You want to do what you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood and turn it into basically a costume that could be worn.
Ooh. Damn.
It's real funny. When you're
you're literally saying this is what.
Hold on, go back. I want to hear what this motherfucker has to say. I want to hear what the motherfucker on the left got to say.
Yeah, appropriate womanhood and turn it into basically a costume that could be worn. We've got when we say it's real funny.
You don't hear no claps.
It's real funny when you're
you're literally saying this is what a woman is.
Yeah, well,
isn't that a little sexist?
Because I am
sexist. You dropping the word sexist?
Yo.
This motherfucker on the left had nothing to say the whole damn time we've been watching this shit. The first thing out that motherfucker's mouth is, "Oh, a man saying what a woman is, isn't that sexist?" No, because you know what? I know for a fact women all the time telling dudes, "You ain't a real man." Is that sexist? Is that sexist?
Don't do that, Aaron.
No, I'm just saying. Women do it all the time. They go to dudes, and don't get me wrong. A lot of times when they're saying it to these dudes really aren't real men. But so that's the caveat there. However, it's not sexist for a man. For anyone that can speak the great Queen's English to say what something is based off observation. Period. So now, basically, the reality that they're trying to create is one where your eyes don't go by what you see at all. Now, I look like a man. I have a beard. I have a manly voice. I'm 6'2", but I'm a woman, and you just got to go with that. I don't care what you think you see, because what you thought you saw ain't what you saw. So what? But that's the reality. And I'm sorry, no, I'm not doing that because it doesn't end. To take from Mike, if I play that game, it will never end.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
So because I don't like playing games that never end, I just choose not to play the game.
Oh my god, man. Let me get this. Yo. Thank you for dropping that truth, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for dropping your truth. I'm just kidding, man. Before shit gets off the rails. Oh man.
Thanks for dropping your subjective truth.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We've heard how Matt feels about pronouns, but my next guest says those who oppose them are asking the wrong questions. What does she say are ones? We'll add her to the conversation.
Thank you, Fernando. We see the chat.
The chat's
yes,
popping
sir.
off right now. The chat's popping off.
Yep. Guys, if you can, for those that are watching, if you guys could check out the this is the thing. You can check out our YouTube page where we are going live as well.
Yep, hit the like, share, subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that way we can see your chats up on the chat. All right, we can see your comments up on the chat over there, and then we can maybe go back and forth to you because right now they're not showing up on the stream as we have the conversation. But I want to thank you guys. I see our boys, Carlos, George, Fernando. We see you. Fernando says, so if you was born with a vagina, you're a female. Look, Fernando, it's crazy out here. You can be born whatever you want to be born with, and you can get the title. All right, so that doesn't matter anymore. Because what are words in the 2022? They're nothing more than just some philosophical ending points that have been brought down by the generations. But hey, look, I don't know what I'm talking about. I am just a pundit. All right. So yeah, as we wait for my co-host to return back to the table, I want you guys to again take a look at our podcast at our YouTube channel at M.A.S Media channel. If you want to take a look at the live, it is streaming live on my Facebook at Michael. Probably don't want to give that out. Almost doxed myself, but yeah, you can check out the live on my Facebook page if you're one of my friends. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kalani. Yes, I have big pecs and or members. So yes, if I wanted to call myself a female, I most absolutely could. And actually, there will probably be females that do watch this and consider us females for having this conversation.
You know what, Mike? Hey, real fast, not to cut you off, but since you brought up Kalani's name, I want to say this.
Oh shit! Yeah, that dox him.
You know, this quote unquote month.
Shit, my bad, Kalani. Woo! Fernando in the chat, I see you, baby.
Hello, Fernando. What up, baby? What up? What's good, my nigga? So, you know, this is quote unquote Pride Month.
Hold on, and Fernando, now they're gonna call you transphobic. Now you've been doxxed.
Oh
right? Yeah. Good luck getting a job, bro.
Yes. Yeah. Good luck getting a job, Fernando.
Come here, say hamburger, Snappy.
But anyway, you know, real quick, I want to say this. You know, the whole Pride Month thing. I get the day. I get that. But the month, we don't even have a month for our veterans and our armed forces, the people that actually fight to preserve the rights that these people are literally using and exploiting to the nth degree. You know, so I do want to give a shout out to our armed servicemen and women. And, you know, hey, I appreciate what y'all do. And, you know, Godspeed to all y'all. And hopefully he can keep y'all safe and bring y'all back whole, you know, so that way you guys can be with your family. So, you know, if we want to talk about stuff like that, hey, I think that this should be a month. You know, why don't we have a month for them? I know we get Memorial Day, Labor Day, but Memorial Day is when they're fucking dead. You know what I mean? Like you know, like, hey, how about we honor them while they're here? Now I do it on my own already. You know, I see vets, whether they're in you know, their gear or wearing veterans apparel. I always say thank you for your service to them, you know, and then if I can get a conversation out of them, I do. So, you know, I think we need to get back to like the basics and, you know, how we got here. You know, how did we get to this dance? You know, we're talking about all this extra shit. You know what I mean? Like who's wearing what, who came with who. But like, no, but how the fuck did we even get to the goddamn dance? You know, I think we need to just bring it back to that.
Oh, was that in there? My bad.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, normally I end it a little better than that, but that was just something when you said Kalani, I was like, hey, you know what, man? Kalani's my Captain America, man. So you know, I'm very, very happy and very proud of the career that he has going on with the Army. You know, and you know, I'm sure people out there that have similar stories.
man.
So for those
Yeah.
people, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Why don't we honor them? And you know, how come we're not proud of them? This is quote unquote Pride Month. How come we're not proud of our armed forces?
Yeah, no, I mean, if we're gonna just bring Kalani, I mean, we could just dox him right now. So, right now, Kalani's staying at the base in.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you're going in, man. I was like, damn, hope you don't say that. Sheesh, yo, they about to look this man up, man. Oh well, that's it for Kalani. Hey, man, do you, bro? You know what I'm saying? Court martial's in the future, but
the court martial, yeah. Actually, they might. Nowadays with the way the whole armed force. Yeah, let's go to the topic before he does.
Yeah, for real, because I'm about to screenshot. But let's do it. And Fernando, I'm definitely not showing that chat because you're wild. You are. I want you to. You're wild, man.
Yo, if you was born a bitch, you a bitch for life. Agreed.
Yo, damn, man. Yo, damn. Jesus. Well, we're getting canceled. And sorry. And Ahmed, yes, absolutely, man. You're right on par. This is getting crazy, man. There's no ending in sight. I think that's what my co-host is mentioned, that we kind of skirt tail things that have the utmost importance in the fabrics of our society, and we make room for things that, quite frankly, don't even have clear cut definitions, right? So it's nuts out here.
Mm-hmm.
Mistakes by just saying them.
That's a woman.
If you're unsure about somebody's pronouns,
Yeah.
Hey, what are your pronouns? You cannot force people
Ben Shapiro.
What you want to be called.
Their gender is still valid, regardless of whether or not you understand it.
To who though?
No.
To who though?
No.
To who though? This is what we've been talking about for the last hour and some change. This is the problem. Why? Why do you have to do that?
Yeah, no.
Why do you have to try to shape other people's realities to conform to yours?
Yeah,
that is so problematic.
Just find solace in knowing what the fuck you know. You think you are a woman and you're a man or a woman, and you truly believe that. You truly believe it. I find it hard to believe that if you truly believed that you were that, you wouldn't have to force others. I'm a man. I don't go around trying to force people to fucking acknowledge me and affirm me to be a man. I don't do that. You might say, oh, well, it's because you're already getting it, even if it's indirectly. No. That's just not the. Well, you know what? That's hearsay. I'm not even going to answer that. I'm not even going to answer that. At the end of the day, if you're seeking affirmation, that means that you're missing something. Period. And you might say, yeah, I am missing something. I'm missing the penis. I was supposed to be born with a penis. But you weren't. You weren't. As one of the Most High's creations, you have to understand, he didn't make no fault. He didn't make no fault. I'll use this Ethan and Addison as an example real fast. Obviously, in the Bible and in most Abrahamic scriptures or Abrahamic religious scriptures, you'll see this. They're against bodily mutilation, right? So any of that trans stuff obviously is a no-no, right? And obviously, we also know that that homosexuality is a no-no in those scriptures as well, right? So again, with Ethan and Addison, they're together. Maybe not right now, but during the time of this taping, they were together. If they would have done so organically, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a man and a woman coming together, but yet both of them mutilated their damn selves, and now they're trying to be gay. They're trying to. I'm gay, so I'm trying to go this route for the wrong reasons. When they could have been together for the right reasons from the jump. Like, I think that should be a huge focus, especially with that. Why is that we're not paying more attention to that? That is a man and a woman. Whether they look totally different from that right now, yes, that's the case. But that is essentially a man and a woman. And there's no issue with a man and a woman being together, as long as the woman's not married, obviously, to somebody else. But obviously, all that, notwithstanding, there's nothing wrong with that. But why the fuck do you have to be so counter fucking culture just to come the fuck back and be together? For attention? For affirmation. For affirmation, no. You needed to do all that just to be affirmed, to be noticed. Yes, what I'm doing is okay and it's all right. Well, no, I'm gonna tell you, no, it's not all right, and it's not okay, because if you wanted to be with Addison and what you have is love and all that, peace, love, LGBTQ plus IA hyphen exponent sign to the 9th degree, all this fucking shit. Hey, you know what? If it's love, then you would have found it as a quote unquote woman. And Addison would have found you, Ethan, as a quote unquote male. I stand by that. But you know what? I highly doubt that they would have been together under those circumstances, because they're not together because of quote unquote love. They're together to make a point. They're a goddamn sideshow. And I'm not saying quote unquote trans people are sideshows. No, I'm saying they are a sideshow. They knew what they were doing, and they did it for a reason. And that's why they're together. It's a fucking sideshow.
Well said, my brother.
Well, we've been talking about the great gender pronoun debate.
Insert this useless individual. Sorry. Sorry.
Last segment,
Sorry.
Matt made his case against people using what are called their own pronouns. But my next guest says the opposition is taking the wrong approach. Joining us on stage is Dr. Susie Denbo, Associate Professor at Kent State University, with a PhD in communications and expertise in gender, sex, and feminism. Now, Kent
Just
State
a bag of
has been
mixed nuts.
recognized among the nation's most LGBTQ plus friendly universities. Now, doctors, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
You've been listening to everything that we've been talking about. So, Dr. Denbo, how do you feel those who oppose using pronouns are taking the wrong approach in this conversation?
I think there's the extreme approach that you are admittedly taking. And then there's also just ordinary people that might not be comfortable with the language change. And it just is awkward. And so they're afraid of not being courteous or being accepting. So there's like these two things. There's actually combating and not being, you don't like transgender, the idea of transgender. That's different than pronouns. But then just for most people, it's just feeling a little bit awkward and unsure and not wanting to hurt or offend somebody.
Well, why is it important for education?
What?
I think what she was saying was like,
No. I get what you're saying. Unless you're breaking it down for y'all, it's just.
Yeah.
My thing is, it's just like when they talk like this, right? They talk with these, the sensationalized circles, right? Where they play, because I don't know if she's a psychologist. I can't remember her accolade,
it don't matter because she's an idiot. It doesn't matter what the fuck.
Lord.
Her.
Yeah, no, but it's just even still, like, I just when people just start going around, saying, well, just because you feel like this, you don't agree with this, is just this is why you have your approach to this. It's just like that's how you simplify it. That's just how it all boils down for you, right? Some sensationalized garbage. It's like no, maybe it's just that a lot of people, if not most people, see the world a certain way, and you guys are literally trying to, as I mentioned before, trying to take the wheels off of a car and go, we don't need wheels. We don't need wheels. We could do something else, but give nothing else as a definition as to how we move forward. Like, some people are just good with no chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start introducing this craziness, where does it end? Like I said, nobody's trying to go to the deep covers of space. So when people give this explanation, this kind of ambiguous sort of like, oh, well, you guys just don't get it or care to understand. That's just the way you guys, come across.
No.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Bullshit.
That's totally not
lazy
what
and
it
bullshit.
is.
It's
No,
lazy and it's bullshit.
I don't even know if it's lazy. It's definitely bullshit. I wouldn't even call it lazy because, again, and I think to Matt's point, Matt Walsh, for those that are listening, I think to his point, ultimately, they can't acknowledge rationale, because if they do, they're literally pulling their own sweater strings. They're going to unravel it. So they have to. It's literally imperative to their survival as a culture, or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit, that they continue that. But that's my not issue, but my next question is what I'm very curious about is, obviously you already know it's the LGBT blah 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 blah, all that bullshit, right? But the most significant letter in all of it is the T, because most people, most gay people or lesbians, or I call them all gay, whatever. No, I'm being serious. Like, there's no point in me calling you a lesbian. You're gay. You're a woman and you like women. You're gay. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, if that's what you do, and most gay people aren't out here trying to do the shit that the trans are trying to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? The trans are the ones that commandeered the whole damn movement and are like, yeah, now we're gonna take a hard turn left and we're gonna do, and like, this is how it's gonna go. Thanks for the LGs and the Bs, but we got it from here. And I think that the T's are gonna fuck shit up ultimately for the L's, the G's, and the B's. And the B's, I don't take them seriously anyway. Come on, like the B's. Everybody out there knows some quote unquote B's. They was they was dating dudes in high school, and then they dating girls in college, and then they got married and had kids and shit like that, or vice versa. We all know them. All right, so yeah, that ain't even nothing real. They want to get offended to it, get offended. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But yeah, the T's, I think, is a real interesting part of this whole dynamic, because I think they're going to start to fuck shit up for the L's and the G's, and then I want to see what the L's and the G's are going to do in the wake of all that, because whenever there's a conversation about the LGBTQ, there's always the emphasis on the T. We're not talking about the gays and the lesbians or the bis. It's literally LGBT. It's 3 letters before you even get to the T. But the majority of the conversations are focused on them, what the fuck they want, and what they're saying. I'm just curious to see how that's going to turn out.
To teach about gender identity, gender presentation, and pronouns. Why do you think that's important?
Because there is a difference. There is biological sex, and a lot of times people are conflating sex and gender.
Thank you. I said that already.
Sex, and then there's gender, and that's
because gender's made up. Thank you.
Just because you're born biologically a female doesn't mean you automatically want to vacuum, for instance, which is usually a feminine activity, or conflated that way. And so it's this idea of giving children in age-appropriate ways an understanding that these things aren't set in stone. Gender identity is not tied to biology.
You say that gender's not set in stone. What do you mean?
I mean, that's just actually incorrect.
Well, stop. So before any of the listeners or viewers or whatever, I want to give this disclaimer. What she's saying, or what she said to this point, is correct. Gender is not tied to biology. So that's where we need to make the distinction. If gender is not tied to biology, that means all that gender talk is bullshit. Because biology is what's real. That's why it's called biology. Biology is the science of life. We have a whole science dedicated to it. So for her to say gender is not tied to biology, what she's saying is, no. Male and female, that's biology. Like we got no beef with that. We talking about some other shit that we trying to start. And we trying to conflate the words, confuse y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what she said. Gender, like I said, the Kinsey Institute and Mr. Wood, them two fucked up ass, degenerate ass motherfuckers They started all this bullshit. They started this whole gender spectrum shit, and then you know what? It literally just got blown up and blown up and blown up into what we see today. But yes, like she said, it's a social construct that was created by the Kinsey Institute and Mr. Wood. Period. That's the reality of it. So again, out her own mouth, she's about to start fucking saying some bullshit. But before she does, we want to let y'all know the distinction needs to be made. Okay, biology is this male, female, and gender is basically like a pseudoscience. You know, they say what is it like? There's physics, right? Physics is like a real science, a real discipline of science, if you will, right? But then they have like these pseudosciences, these pseudo physics, like actual like alchemy. No one's been able to fucking really turn lead into gold. So alchemy isn't like a we're not Full Metal Alchemists out here. We're not just making things. This is not real. It's a pseudo science. So that gender shit is a pseudo science. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's not real. It's nothing tangible that we need to be fucking inundating the masses at large with. She's not gonna say that. That's why I just said it to you.
Biology is the chromosomal makeup and reproductive organs and all of that. And so that would be sort of the nature side of things. But the nurture side of things is where we see more of gender identities.
She began by saying that my view is extreme. Okay, so the view that every single person on Earth has held up until 15 seconds ago is extreme. And the view that almost everyone does right now still holds extreme, apparently, according to her. But there is this they are conflating sex, because on one hand they say, well, you got your biological sex, but then your gender is whatever social construct. But then they turn around and say that trans women are women. So a man who identifies with the gender, the social construct of womanhood, actually is a woman. So if you can laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender just by saying that. So that's the problem.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
You care so much.
Come
what
on,
kind of that question is so. You know what? Let me answer that question.
Oh my god.
The answer to the question, if anyone out there is watching this and thinking the same shit she just said about me or my co-host, allow me to answer at least on behalf of myself, right? Why do I care? Why am I speaking about this? Because when you will take the very fabric of the great Queen's English and try to change the meanings of words to things that just aren't, when you say, don't call me him or he, call me they, them. Whoa. What else are you going to change? If I call you they, them, I'm calling you more than one person, which obviously you have more than one fucking personality in that fucking brain of yours. But that's a whole different story for a different day. But no, you're not a they, them. It's either you're a he, you're a she, or you're a nit. You make your choice. Or your name. I'll call you by your name. But there's no they, them. I would never ever call someone a they or a them. Unless literally, there's more than one person that I'm referring to. Then yes, because that's how it is supposed to be applied. And then furthermore, they're trying to indoctrinate the kids, man. The kids, Blue's Clues is targeted for children between the ages of 3 and 5. Why the hell they got the whole pride parade going on, talking about mommies, daddies, and non-binaries and all this other shit? Why is that necessary for that? So no, I have to stop you right here. You can do what you want. Leave my kids, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone else's kids out of it. Unless they make the choice as parents and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to send my kid to learn the bullshit that you learned. Hey, knock themselves the fuck out. But no, don't be targeting children. Do your own thing. Be happy that you live your life and you get to live it the way the fuck you want to live it. Period.
Yeah, no, just on my end, I mean, as to why, I mean, because when I saw this the first time, that question really incensed me, because it's like, it's interesting to me, because I mean, I don't have kids, but I definitely know for sure this woman doesn't have kids, because I think she mentions that at some point during this conversation, it's really interesting to me how someone like this can have zero foresight as to the implications that this line of thought can have on the generations coming forward. Like my co-host mentioned, that is more so where I lean on the problematic nature. Is the grammatical, I see that, you know what I mean, like that's something that can definitely have huge implications down the line. But my more so thing is, it just right off the bat is thinking about the generations of my kids that are going to walk this earth. It's like, what I don't want is someone to be programming my kid that's not me. Right. And if I'm going to be leaving my kids in an institution, which is being at school, being, an elementary school, a kid, a high school, a middle school, the last thing I want to be concerned about is that there are agendas being pushed that are not at at my permission. Right.
Yeah.
So now my life is going to be inconvenienced because the views that I have, my families have passed down from generations to generations that we've already seen. We don't want to change the wheel. We don't want to, take the wheels off the goddamn car. We're good with the car just the way it moves. There's a reason how I got here is because they did the wheel. They ran with the wobbly wheel the way it was. And I'm good with that. So I do not want my kids to get mixed up in this American Western idea, because it ain't just American now, but this Western concept of foolery, right? Because hey, I'm sorry to say it, but like America, while it has all the beautiful advantages, there's a lot of fucking craziness going on, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And a lot of the other developed nations are laughing at us because of this, because we focus our times on the exception, right? This has made Dr. Phil's show, right? This conversation has made the fact that we've got to a point where this is now the mainstream conversation, the fact that we're even having to do an episode on this conversation.
Yeah.
As opposed to when we all know that this is not the norm, but yet people want to create their own norm, and then worse yet, instill that norm on the generations coming forward that do not have the developed enough brain like me and my co-hosts have to be able to sit back and go, hey, wait a minute. No, I didn't. That's not what I read. No. I've seen, I've read some Harvard peer review studies where they counteract these arguments. What 3-year-old is going to be able to go online, type in Google a fucking peer-reviewed article, and then read through it with any sort of. If you can't give them that sort of information with them being able to comprehend it, you cannot step your foot into these classrooms with these ideologies, because that's essentially what they are, and that is where my issue is. So that's why I care, because I know that I have no control, because I'm going to be working, I'm going to be hustling, all that. The last thing I need to be concerned about is if I'm not homeschooling my kids and putting them in these damn programs, that my kid's going to get programmed to be talking nonsense.
Yeah.
That's
why more than likely, and I'm like 99%, my kids are going to be going to like a Catholic or private school. Obviously, I'm not a Catholic, but at least I know they're going to be on conservative stuff. I got to watch out for those guys touching kids and shit. Obviously, that's an issue with them, but I'll be very present. I'll let the niggas bust a cap real fucking fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one. But unfortunately, I have no faith in the public school system because, that's basically an extension of the left-wing ideologies. And that, it used to just be reserved for colleges and universities. But as you can see, it's trickled down into the public school K through 12 system. And it's a double-edged sword because it trickled down. And it also came up through the new administration, not the administration, but the new teachers. Like these new teachers, and you see them all over TikTok, all over Instagram and shit. Oh yeah, I'm gay, and I want to tell my class about my weekend with my husband, and I'm a guy. My fucking world about the great time I had, with my fucking husband, who's also a guy. Like, no, you don't have to tell them anything about your weekend. You just say I had a great weekend. They're 5. I highly doubt they're looking for some in-depth, highly detailed fucking analysis of your fucking Friday to back to Monday. All right, I just want to know when it's nap time, when it's lunchtime, and when they can go pee. That's all these fucking fighters want to know. I'm serious.
No, I'm with it. No, I'm just because I just got word from one of our boys that the live got cut. Can you ask your wife to just double check, just because I can't pull it up right now. Check to see if the live is still going on YouTube.
Yeah, we got flagged.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet.
Hold on, see.
I freaking bet. That's damn shit. I shouldn't have had it on public, but damn it. I mean, even still, this shit was gonna get out regardless. So, I think it's because we did a ton on this video, so I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Phil was.
Oh, it's saying it real live, huh?
Yeah, I see it saying live too. I don't know. Oh, he said all good now. All right, so we're good.
I think it's because we did a ton on this. Yeah, I hear.
Yeah. Kalani said all good now, so we're.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. You know how they be.
Yeah, they don't play no games. They don't play no games, man. That community be out there. They be in the YouTube headquarters going crazy. Like, hey, before you clock out, hey, make sure you.
But yo,
check this nondescript shit.
Can we ask this though? Since we're back live, everyone can see us again, right? Let's have this be the discussion. It's from my observations. It's not so much the quote unquote LGBT community or even the trans. They have put the batteries in the backs of so many wokey wokes who have quote unquote straight men, or not straight men, straight male, straight females, literally out here caping hard, because a lot of the vitriol that I get isn't even from the motherfuckers. It's from the quote unquote straights that aren't even in that community. So why is it that these people such a need to accept that battery in their back and go full Buzz Lightyear on people like you, me, and other people spreading the truth, Mike?
I mean, it's because we live in a gynocentric society. I mean, everything that is going on right now is being run by emotion. There's very few logical points, right? Like if you look at all of the pundits, right, that push these messages, what they do is they sensationalize the argument, right, to get into your feels, right, to make you're like, well, how would you feel if your son woke you up one day and told you, mommy, daddy, I want to be a girl today. I hate myself. What what kind of fucking how dare you? Right? Let's fight the arguments, right? Let's fight the logic that's been spewed, right? Because at the end of the day, if you want to get into that fucking game, there is no winners, right? Because I'm gonna sit back and then now I have to have that uncomfortable conversation with you to tell you how much I'm gonna look at my son and go, chill out. So who got you talking this mess? Who got you talking this mess, man?
For real.
Like just no. Like, but it's even not even that. It's like whenever you give a logical point, they go into the personal, they go into the anecdotal, right? And then they go into not even just more so the anecdotal, they go into the personal and try to chastise you as a person.
Yeah.
Because you say 1 + 1 = 2, and it's been that way for 100,000 years. But then you got somebody going, nah, I think my 1 + 1 should be 4. So now it's like but now it's like if I say my 1 + 1 is 2, they're like, no. You know what? You know why your 1 + 1 = 2? You know why? Because you were brought up and conditioned to believe that this fact can't be 2.0, it can't be 2.1, it can't be 2.2. No. Because of the phobia that you exude, okay, to other numbers, right? Because those other numbers exist, but because of the fact that you have been conditioned to believe that 1 + 1 = 2, you now do not see any other numbers. So there's no other way that you could believe, because you are jaded, right? You are probably dealing with homocentric ideals that you have about yourself internalized. Now it's like, wait a minute, hold up. Now, how did you become a psychologist in a matter of this conversation? Hold up. I just said 1 + 1 = 2. Like, I didn't know that was shaking the fucking wheel. But you know why, Aaron? It's because they want the wheel, like I mentioned earlier, they want that fucker off the damn car. These guys want to take the wheels off the car and let that bitch just roll somewhere. Somewhere. They want that bitch to roll somewhere. They don't know where it's gonna go. They don't care where it's gonna
They
go.
don't care. They
But
don't
as
care.
long as they get that motherfucker wheelless,
Yeah.
they don't give a damn where that shit goes.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
that's the point. They don't care, man.
My long-winded answer to your fucking question. This shit's crazy out here. This shit is
They
crazy.
don't give a fuck. But that's the thing. You and I speak out, and others obviously too, or as well. We speak out because we see that, hey, we're on a path. It may not be the quote unquote most rosiest path, but we're on a decent path right now. I mean, it's getting worse, obviously, with shit like this happening. But they know what? No. Fuck the entropy, like just fucking chaos. You know what I'm saying, open Pandora's box. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, fuck it. You know, like not even take the wheel of Jesus. No one take the wheel. Like just leave the wheel, pedal to the metal, and let's just live your best life. Do what thou wilt. Just do it. That's it. Today I want to do this. Tomorrow I want to do that. No. Rational thinking people see like, hey, if we allow this to continue, we are going to be on that bus just speeding with no driver and no wheels. Like we're not even speeding. We're crashing.
Bro.
The only question is, what the fuck are we crashing into?
Like a comet, bro.
You know. So yeah. So to answer that question, bitch,
yeah.
Why do I care? It's because y'all can't lead. Y'all can't lead. Y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all want or what the fuck you are. So you damn sure can't lead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I need to care when you get platform to spew your fucking vitriolic, venomous rhetoric all willy-nilly like that. So yes, that's why I care. Because people are impressionable. Not even just the kids. People, adults are impressionable. Obviously. So no. There needs to be a count to your fucking witchcraft. You look like a witch, bitch. You look like a witch. I'm sorry. I'm serious.
Oh man, that's it for us,
serious.
man. Yeah, this guy's crazy. Yo. I can't be doing this shit, man. Let's just finish out this bit of the conversation. Nah, they champion that, man. Go ahead, Matt. You fucking do it.
Basic truth matters. I want to live in a society where people care about the truth and we're grounded in truth. I care.
You're not even listening, bro. Like,
no. Exactly.
Come on, man.
He was talking the whole time. He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. Champion, put your cape on, buddy. Like, whatever you say. Just whatever you say, I'm just gonna have this for you. Like, just whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's literally 3 against 1, and you got Dr. Phil just trying not to get fired.
Yeah. Try not to get canceled the whole fucking time, man. Shameful. Straight shameful, man.
I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them. I care quite a bit. Yeah.
You are a champion for women. I'm more interested in creating a productive space where we can try to build some kind of an acceptance around other people and exposing children to different ideas around gender identity. I don't think is a problematic thing.
Well, stop right there. Stop. Why do we have to expose children to fucking ideas?
I mean,
let's expose them to the reality.
She wasn't even
that's my
listening.
point. Ideas? No, there's a whole bunch of ideas for a whole bunch of shit. All right, but that's not why people go to school to hear about. I mean, unless you're in college at a high level fucking philosophy class, then yes, that's literally what you're going to school for, to hear a whole bunch of ideas. People aren't sending their children to school. Their fucking 5-year-old, their 6, 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old to school to be inundated with fucking gender ideas. No.
Fucking facts.
Mathematical facts. Grammatical facts. The fact about fucking obesity, like gym class, hey, be active, know how to stretch, like the basics, science, the earth, the stars, not fucking this pseudoscience bullshit or these ideas. No. Oh my god, I just like. I'm sorry, but
This shit's crazy, man.
ideas. That's your rebut. Like you don't even have the wherewithal to say, "Hey, you know what?
Yeah, man.
I'm not even going to acknowledge what he said directly. I'm going to talk about something else to obfuscate. I'm not even going to bring up something like talk about like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to create a safe space for look. People say all the time to me, and you know what? Hey, I might live in a fucking bubble. I just might. But people always say, "Oh, you know, the trans hate people. These trans people getting beat and all this shit." You would have thought it was the '60s with quote unquote black people, where they're getting sprayed down with hoses, getting dogs sicked on
For
them.
real.
The way they talk about the trans nowadays, you would literally think it would have to be the '60s. But the crazy part is, we got pictures from the fucking '60s, niggas. It's the 2020s, and I don't got no pictures of none of y'all getting fucking brutalized, nothing like that. And whenever I see a video, it's y'all being the aggressors, the fucking trans bitch in GameStop.
Swing
Oh no,
on, dude.
you're gonna call me a her.
Oh yeah, I
not
saw that.
him,
Yeah.
not sir. Yo, this dude started fucking
I'm
Stone
a
Cold Steve
man.
the
I'm a
fucking
man.
yeah, like no,
I'm a
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Stop calling me sir. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Exactly. So that's my
Like,
point.
yeah.
That's my point. We got enough
Yes,
photos and videos from the '60s, but how come I'm not seeing it nowadays?
It's a sick joke, man.
Exactly, it's some bullshit. So no, y'all not being, you know, like if you let them tell it, they're the Jews in Auschwitz. You know what I mean? Like seriously.
I'm not
like,
even
let's stop.
African American, and it's offensive, man. It's offensive. Every time they compare the plight of these individuals with that of those that have literally watched as, you know, generations upon generations of their people, right? I mean, for all the stuff we talked on the last episode about, you know, victimhood and all that stuff, like a lot of people's forefathers went through some shit, right, in order to get to where we're at right now. And so for these people to basically latch on to that movement and go,
yeah,
oh, you know what, how would you feel if somebody told you, hey now, hey now, my grandfather ain't here right now. I'm pretty sure you're over here drinking your mocha choco latte, you know, going crazy. You log into work, and you got a whole pride presentation set up for your fucking company, so that way you can tell them about how you feel and tell everybody else about themselves. And I bet you ain't nobody gonna stand up and go, "You're a transgender." Blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody gonna stand up and disrespect you. They're all gonna sit there and listen and fucking go, and clap. They're gonna clap the shit out of that presentation. And go, wow, he, they, them is so fucking profound. Holy God! But I guarantee you, if somebody's grandfather from 1954 walked up and said, "We need to all get along," shut your ass up. Shut your nose. We gonna kill you. I'm gonna hang you. Come on, don't come outside that door, boy. Don't you come outside that door. If you tell it to fucking them, they are like everybody is out to take their lives. Like it's. Am I saying that violence doesn't exist in that community? No, I'm not. All right, before we play that game. But what I am saying is that they are walking around like it is literally like 1867 in this bitch. Like there are just people out there hunting, like full on, like going on raves, like just saying, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, Billy, Joe Bob, get in the truck. We're gonna go hunt down some transgender individuals and get to cracking. We're going right now. We're about to wipe the earth." Like what?
Yeah, no one's doing that. But what they are doing is they literally go into a fucking ShopRite in Buffalo, not an actual ShopRite, but a ShopRite equivalent in Buffalo, and shooting a whole bunch of quote unquote black people with a goddamn manifesto.
I mean, and even add on to that, I've seen a whole bunch of caffeine hyphened fucking Starbucks infested, you know, individuals from the rainbow community jump in the car and go to some ill-equated fucking store you input, and they're just knocking shit off the shelf, going crazy, going wild man, wild individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I can't. Yeah, this is crazy, man. I can't even fucking. This is ridiculous. This is redonkulous. Like, goddamn. This is just it's insane, man. It's disrespectful and churlish.
Parents who say no way should children learn about gender pronouns at an early age.
And
it's under their watch.
I don't even
They
want
say if this is going to happen, it's the
I'm
parents'
telling you
job,
this mullet
not teachers.
fucking having Jezebel like this, but this is why people will say like, you know, women to a vast degree just lack empathy, bro.
Yeah.
They just lack empathy. They live in their own reality, and it's just like, hey, you either understand it or you're a misogynist or a homophobe or a transphobe.
You know, to add to what we've been literally this fire we've been building, to add to it, when the fuck are the women going to stand up? You know, because as men, I think we have the foresight. We see when we saw this, we saw it and we see it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But
we saw it.
I think the women are finally a small amount at a time are waking up and saying, "Hey, this actually affects me." Because they didn't give a fuck when they didn't think it was affecting them. But I think they're starting to see that, hey, this affects me. Because if this fucking man is saying that he's a woman and no one's contesting that, then what's next? Now they're going to be able to apply for women's benefits, women's jobs. You know, like these, like, you know, I say all the time, and I get a lot of heat for it. I'm gonna say it again.
Oh,
look,
shit.
Most women,
I got the button ready.
Like I just have women on the level of most children. And I mean, and that's from the Bible too, to be honest. It's not even just me, but the Bible pretty much says. So I don't take them that serious, you know. So again, I'm not surprised that they're taking so long to figure out, like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't be on this fucking train with them. Maybe we shouldn't have been out there like, oh yeah, we're fighting for their rights, not knowing that they're quote unquote rights. And I'm not for people not having rights, but the rights they were fighting for weren't actually rights. They were fighting to take your rights away. That's the thing that everyone's missing. If you have rights, you have rights. You don't have to fight for rights. They're not fighting for rights. They're fighting to take your rights away. They're fighting to change our rights because they already have the right. The fact that we're talking about this, the fact that we know who they are, the fact that they even get these surgeries and do all these things and have podcasts and make money and have businesses and schools and whatever. The fact that they can do all of that, they have the rights. It's not about rights. They're taking your rights away. So that's where it needs to stop.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I think I was in a conversation with one of our friends, Kalani. I mean, it's just. I think our thing is that it's just, again, there's no ending in sight, and then when it trickles down into heterosexual relationships, right? Because hey, look, again, do what you want to do, right? That's live that world that you want to live in. But then once you come into the normal world, right, and then you start to bring that line of thinking. I mean, because again, there are some individuals, you know what I'm saying, man, that look very convincing. So now they're going on dates with heterosexual men, right, and putting them in a position. I saw there was a viral video that went out where a person was like, "Well, if you don't like a trans person, if you're not attracted to a trans person, you're transphobic." This is what's happening. This is what's happening. So if I go on a date with someone, hypothetically, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a woman, great, this is a woman. We have an amazing date. I think this is Kalani. This is shout out to Kalani for bringing up this point. But our children go out on dates with individuals who because I mean, hey, fuck, 50 years from now, Lord, I mean, good Lord.
They'll be starting out young.
They go out on dates. Right, my kid is I would hope my kid is an athlete. My daughter, I would hope they're an athlete. They're somebody that's prominent in society. They go out, they have a great time. They come back to wherever place that they're at. All of a sudden, they're being told, hey, just so you know, I don't think I should have to tell you, but just giving you the info. I'm a insert pronoun. Hold on, hold the phone. Timeout. Red flag. Yeah, no, we can't continue this relationship. Like you got it. Like we can't continue this date. I gotta go. What? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? And now this person has the power to go out on social platforms and be able to denigrate an individual to the extent to where they are chastised by all major outlets, create a firestorm powerful enough to be able to then take a person out of the comfort of their own living space because of the fact of what? They simply said, nah, hey, great for you, but not for me. And you can't even have that. You can't even have them. And that's where this world is going, because if people like that viral clip went off and people were liking the shit out of that video. So that we're in dangerous times where it's just like, you can't even say, like, even fuck what we're saying. We're just saying, look, you want to just live your life. You can't even just say that, because it's like, no, you can't tell me to just go live my life. No, you need to accept that this is my life and this is the way that it needs to be going forward.
You know, well, to be honest, I really don't give a fuck about you or your goddamn life. I don't. I don't give a damn about you, what the fuck you think about you, whether you're depressed, whether you're happy. Look, it's in the Constitution. We have the fucking pursuit of happiness, period. So I'm on mine. I hope you on yours, and leave me the fuck out of it. I don't need to know what the fuck you're doing, but the second it comes to my attention that you're trying to infringe upon again, like I opened this segment up, I'm ending it with this. Once you start encroaching on my fucking civil liberties, my rights and freedoms, or anyone else's for that matter, because no, I'm against that too. I'm not just no, because some people won't speak up. I'll speak up. No, we're not for that shit. That you live in the freest country on the goddamn planet, and you were able to make the quote unquote transition that you made or that you want to make. All right, be happy with that. Be happy with that. Because that's clearly what you want to do and what's going to make you happy. So if you're not finding happiness in that, what the fuck makes you think you're going to find happiness in if we all conform to it? If we all say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm happy for you, then what? Happiness in that? Because that's something carnal. You made a carnal change. And that, that's not how you find happiness. Happiness is spiritual. It comes from within, from on the inside. All right? You get the affirmation from above. So you're all fucked up. I'm saying this to say this. You're never going to get it. You're never, ever going to get it. Even if you snap your fingers and everyone was like, oh, yeah, you know, hey, we're all behind you on that transition. You are a woman. I don't care what no one said, you a woman. No, I get in your mind, you're still not going to be happy.
Yeah.
You won't.
Something's going to be missing, man.
Exactly.
You're going to go to the far reaching parts of the earth, man, to get some. You're going to go to a well that never ends.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna jump head first with your hands up. Oh man, let's get some of these parents in the mix to see how non-empathetic these individuals are.
I don't want a teacher talking to my child about gender pronouns. It is not appropriate. It's crossing a line.
I feel like I'm ambushed because now I'm explaining to my son. He asked me, what does sexist mean? As a parent, I felt trapped.
I had to pull both of my kids out of this school district.
See, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's the length. That's the length that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus. Jesus. Damn, man. Damn, that's some male toxic masculinity right there. Oh my God, what is going on? We're watching too much of this, man. Oh my God, the buzzwords are hitting me. They're hitting me, Aaron. Oh man, we're watching too much of this.
Vice versa, because it's against my religion, it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child.
Ross was placed on paid leave. Now he's suing the district.
Command, my brother. I commend you, my brother.
This clip about a teacher in Virginia who was suspended after opposing the school's gender policy. Now, inclusion in schools is a major topic of conversation because parents and administrators, well, they just don't always see eye to eye. My next guests are two concerned parents with kids the same age. Now, they used to be in the same school district until one mom pulled her children out. So while they didn't know each other before, they have unified for the same cause.
I'm really concerned about what's going on in schoolrooms across the country.
The entire gender pronoun situation makes me feel very upset.
People may think that if you don't want to use the preferred pronouns, that you're against gay people. This is 100% untrue. I am a huge advocate for gay people, trans people, and the like.
Damn.
Yes, why you gotta do all that?
Yeah. Nah, that's the
children's.
Yeah, no.
That's the I got black friends thing, man.
Yeah, I know.
Man, she didn't have to do that. I feel bad. This is what happened. This is what Dr. Phil was sweating about. He's sweating every time he reads the card. He's like, "Fuck, man, I'm an ad lib. I'm an ad lib. Y'all got me fucked up out here. Y'all got me fucked up out here. I ain't losing my shit because of y'all, motherfuckers."
In the gender spectrum, or is experimenting with different forms of gender presentation, school uniforms can present a real challenge.
What is gender spectrum?
That's a great question.
How about you ask these individuals? Let's take a look at the conversation.
So I honor you and your journey and where you are.
Honor them. Whoa.
Look, she's playing the game, man. She played the game. You gotta let her play the game. You know she's gotta do that.
I honor you.
I feel like this is a
you know they gotta play the
issue.
game,
It's
man.
a parent-child issue, and it's a real issue with some kids. I think that the percentage is quite small for how many kids go through this real serious issue.
Okay, you could. Okay.
And
Okay. Hey, see, yo. I wish this happened in the beginning. Yo,
I honor you.
It
But
took a woman to come on the panel. It took a woman to come on the panel for them to at least agree to some uncomfortable truth.
Hold on, though. But would we even call her a woman? They can't define a woman. So how the fuck they know she's a woman?
Yo, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying, man. Just because frankly, everything else that Matt Walsh is, they're just like,
it doesn't matter.
They don't care if he gives the facts. They don't care if he gives the fucking.
He can say the sky's blue.
Oh god. Oh, he's one of these guys. Oh my god. Why do you care so much if the sky is blue?
He can say you're a beautiful trans woman. I'm not trans. I'm androgynous.
So you think I need your approval to tell me that I'm a beautiful woman?
Because you're a man. You think
this patriarchal society that you've created has given you the right to be able to tell me and quantify my beauty standards? Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
That's toxic masculinity.
You know what? You have the gall, the unmitigated nonsense to be able to say some shit like that to me. Yo, this is craziness, man. Oh, we could do this shit for days, bro. Oh my god. So as my co-host is we'll be right back. Like we mentioned, follow us. But you guys are my friends. Kalani, man, you all out in here in this chat, man. I appreciate you for showing the love. But yeah, guys, if you can take a look at our Instagram page. Hopefully this is up still. Hopefully we didn't get canceled as of yet. But take a look at our M.A.S Media channel page on YouTube, as well as our Instagram links at M.A.S Media 615, where you can find us on Instagram. You can find our social media pages as well for our personal pages at Qfusion for myself, and I believe my co-host is Dubble _
Yep.
A.Heff.
Yep.
All right. And then I believe if you want to also, because you got to be driving in the car, you're not able to check out the videos. We do, for those that did not know, we have a ton of content out. We've been doing this for those that are joining recently, we've been doing this for probably the last, I want to say, year and some change now. Basically since the pandemic started, I believe. I think before the pandemic.
Over a
actually.
year. We've been doing this over a year.
Yeah. So I think is this
we've been
before?
doing this shit since 2020.
Yeah, so right before, I think it was like that May 2020, when the pandemic just got underway.
Yeah.
So yeah, damn, yeah, about 2 years now. Actually, 2 years now. 2 years and some change now.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a minute now.
Just over 2 years, man. So we have a ton of content, guys, on our Spotify, where you can find us. I know for some people it was a little difficult. You can go to, I think it will come up as Black Kings Entertainment. That's Black Kings with one word, and then Kings with a Z. Entertainment, and then I believe it's at M.A.S Media Channel presents M.A.S Media Channel, or you can just type in M.A.S Media Channel, right, and it should come up. So yeah, those are our platforms, so that way you guys can take a look. We have a whole bunch of different content spanning from intersexual dynamics to racial conversations to sports, right? We talk about everything here at M.A.S Media, and we touch, no subject is out of bounds. All right. So now that my co-host is back, we shall continue with the debauchery. But it's killing me. I don't get how these streamers be doing these 6-hour fucking streams and shit, man. It's fucking killer. Golly.
And I had to explain to my 8-year-old son that
Oof,
about
look at
the
that.
gender spectrum and no longer about
You gonna ask him why he cares so much?
feminine clothes, that uniforms could be sexist.
Yo, these guys are holding the hands.
Homework assignment.
Unified.
It says uniforms may be sexist.
Let's go,
Some
Jets.
uniforms may strike students and parents.
Yo, Corny,
as
shut up,
sexist.
man.
For example, if a uniform requires girls to wear skirts and pants are not allowed, some students and parents may object, leading to conflict with the school's administration. Not all girls want to wear skirts, and some may resent being told to wear traditionally feminine garments. Also, if a student is unsure of their place on the gender spectrum or is experimenting with different forms of gender presentation, school uniforms can present a real challenge.
Oh my God.
Now,
Dr. Phil.
what was the assignment?
I blame
The
you, Dr.
assignment
Phil.
was whether school uniforms, pro or con, should schools have uniforms? And I believe they had that assignment just so they could squeeze this in. This was an agenda and not appropriate for 8-year-old children. When I drop my child off at school, I don't expect him to be indoctrinated. Why are we doing this? Shouldn't the schools be focused on science and education and learning and reading and writing? And instead they're being taught, are you a boy? Are you a girl? And they're confusing the children.
We're going to take a break. What these parents feel about gender neutral locker rooms and bathrooms next.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we've beat this horse. I mean, if you guys want to check out the rest of this episode, you can at oh my Jesus, you just have to check out the Matt Walsh, or just type in Matt Walsh and Dr. Phil. Actually, I'll leave the link to this original video in the description, so that way if you guys want to watch the whole video without our without us cutting in, obviously you can, so you guys can form your own decision as to who won the debate. But I just kind of wanted us to give some last thoughts on today's conversation, and then we can wrap it up for the night, the evening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, man, we beat the hell out of that horse. I think it's very clear. I have not yet watched the movie or documentary, What Is a Woman by Matt Walsh. I do plan on watching it. The only thing with that is obviously, it's on the Daily Wire, so you have to subscribe to watch it. I'm trying to find out if there's other ways I can watch it. Obviously, I know, like, ooh, boo, shame. I'm supposed to, go to the proper channels. That way he gets his money, all that stuff.
I think there's a full documentary is on YouTube. I didn't get to click on it.
No, it's not. His documentary is not on YouTube.
Oh, it's not? You sure? Because it said there was like an hour
sure.
or something to change.
Bro,
okay.
They would not.
They
would not.
They're probably gonna flag it.
Yeah, even if it was up there, it would definitely flag. So, but I do recommend everyone check it out because basically he does what Mike and I just did, but in a different approach, very from a rational perspective, and he kind of just lets them quote unquote hang themselves. And I think that the takeaway from that is a lot of times when you're having debates or discussions or any type of discourse with people where there's polar views, that you don't have to overspeak. You could make a point or ask a question and then just be silent and then let them hang them damn selves, because it's either it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. And if you have someone that's talking a lot that doesn't make any sense, it's just going to become more and more apparent that there's no sense being made. No matter how many words they would like to try to string together in a coherent way, it's still just not substantive. So with that being the case, we do appreciate all the support. This is probably the longest video and or audio that we've done to date. So kudos to Mike over there, Qfusion Reacts, and also to me for it's not easy, guys. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
but
no script, no nothing, guys.
yeah, totally unscripted. Just based off of. But like you might just said before, we've been doing this for what, like 2 years, a little over 2 years now. So we have some experience. We can do that. But let's just say we do appreciate all the love and support. Father's Day is coming up, so definitely big shout out to all the fathers out there. Keep doing what y'all doing. I'm only talking to the fathers that are actually active fathers. I'm not talking to the inactive ones, the ones on the IR or the the trading block or the free agents.
I'm dead.
I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about the real fathers. That's actually
don't forget the single moms too, yo.
Oh, get the fuck, yo. I can't wait to Father's Day to see all the posts from the single mothers. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day for me because I was a single mother. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what? Hey, that's a whole video on its own. Look, we gotta stop that shit. Okay.
Yeah,
and
my bad, yo.
But hey, that's the same thing though, Mike. That's it. Mike, make us big. Make us big.
Pause.
So that's the same thing, Mike. It's that same energy that allows women to continually year after year make those posts and say that just disrespectful shit is the same dynamic that exists in the quote unquote trans community. Where instead of it being like, hey, whoa, you crossed the line there. I get where you're trying to go, but you have Mother's Day. You're a mother. You don't gotta shit on your baby daddy that's not there, because at the end of the day, yeah, he's a no good this all the names in the book, but you still spread your legs for him. So what's that say about you? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop that. And when we stop that, then we could probably stop this just trans shit. And I'm not saying stop trans people from being trans. Again, I'm not. That's not. I don't give a fuck about. I don't care enough.
Yeah, be careful.
I don't care enough about them to be trying to stop them. You know what I'm saying? But like the whole, hey, let's just keep going and trying to take over fucking people's vocabulary, take over their discourse to the point where we have to do almost 3-hour video on this nonsense. So, happy Father's Day. 4th of July is coming up. Happy Independence Day. I hope y'all don't just take it for a day off this year like you do every year, and actually understand what it means to be an American. I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with this country, but at the end of the day, you're all still here. You never left. You never tried to leave. So that tells me you ain't going nowhere. All right. So you're just a whiny ass brat. You need to shut the fuck up and be appreciative. And then again, I don't see none of these fucking trannies out here fucking leaving. So that still, and you're here for a reason, because you know the shit that you're pulling, you couldn't pull anywhere else. So you have to be thankful, be grateful. Stop in this fucking country. Stop trying people that fucking were able to get you to where the fuck you're at today. All right. Show some goddamn respect, and be about yours, because I'm about mine. So.
Yeah, no, those people usually were raised devoid of respect, so that's probably why they're incapable of showing any to authority. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, my closing thoughts, guys. I mean, this was a great episode. I think you guys saw that we took it upon us to be those guys, right? So this conversation is definitely not an easy conversation to have. And while I'm sure for a lot of you guys it feels like an echo chamber, what I think you guys need to understand is this guy. What's going on with you, man? I think what you guys need to understand though is that these conversations are not happening to the extent. What are we doing, man? Yeah, that if people are not saying the things that we are saying, right, and bringing these talking points to the table, right, and bringing a sense of urgency to this conversation, then you're just going to keep seeing the round robin of sort of delusion, and not more so against these guys' idea, because again they're going to believe what they want to believe. At the end of the day, that's there. Great, do you? But the problem is that the underlying problem that me and my co-hosts are trying to highlight, amongst other things, is that people should have the choice as to what they choose to program their children with, right, and program their people and the people that they care about with, right? We can't keep on. We've got to understand that the conversations need to come from a place of logic and reason, and not from a place of sensationalized emotion, right? That's where a lot of us are that are on this side of the spectrum. If we're talking about spectrums, on this side of the equation, find fault a lot of the time. So I enjoyed the shit out of this episode. I think this was probably one of the more heavy hitting hammer like episodes we've done on this podcast. And I think if anybody takes anything from it, I take it that we're not here worried about are we going to get canceled tomorrow? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the sky is fucking blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you guys have such a big issue with us not playing around with the gray area of what the sky color looks like, well, then we can have a conversation and we can take this forward. But if you're gonna keep tell us that the sky is not fucking blue, sorry, it's not blue just because we say it's fucking blue, and not that just the sky is blue, then hey, we're never gonna get anywhere with these conversations, right? So
Exactly.
if you guys don't want to adhere, if we can't come to the table and have some absolutes or some truths that are can be agreed upon, like they did, right, when they brought up the fact that the population that are going through these issues of gender dysphoria is a small population of the human population. So if as you saw there, I mean, it's sad that it took them fucking 30 minutes to get to a point where they agreed to something, right? If we can have more conversations where people are able to acknowledge the truths that do exist, not the your truths, the his truths, the in between truths, no, the universal truths that exist, then I think we're going to be able to have some productive conversation going forward. So that's it for me. That's is there anything else before we close out? I think we can plug in the social medias.
Yeah, just like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely help. It definitely helps. I can't enough. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want to do anything for us, like, share, subscribe. All right. The more likes we get, obviously, the more people get to see the video. The more shares, obviously, the more people get to see the video. Comment. The more comments, the more people get to see the video. It all helps us, even if it's negative comments. It's all part of the algorithm. So, by all means,
Absolutely.
please, you guys can do that for us. We can keep this going up with some more regularity. All right. And then, again, like Mike and I want someone to come on with, not, like a permanent resident, but like we want to bring other voices on because like Mike just said, sometimes it may come across as an echo chamber, but that's just what happens when you're speaking to people like-minded. I've known Mike most of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
So we're going to sound like an echo chamber. That's just the way it is. So if you don't agree with what we say, hey, come on the goddamn show. Not sitting here saying that we're going to be disrespectful or lambaste you. That's not going to happen at all. We can have a respectful discourse again, but come on the show. Give us that chance to say, oh, you know what, hey, how I thought they were. Because if you're not going to give us that chance, then keep your goddamn opinion to your goddamn self.
Absolutely. And speaking on that, as he mentioned, if you do want, we do have our business email at mosmedia615@gmail.com. So if you do want to come on the podcast and share your logical thought, okay, we're not here to listen to sensationalized babble, so if you come on here and you start singing for the fences, and you start we shall overcoming over here, then we're gonna the conversation is gonna go left. Just letting you know now. So hey, look, if you want to talk with us and speak with us, hey, message that. Send an email. All right, so that way we can invite you along to the podcast, and then you can share in the conversation. Right. If not, then yeah, suck a dick. Sorry about that. I think
I gotta go, y'all. But much love to you, Mike. It's always a pleasure. Y'all already know.
Absolutely.
Double A Heff out.
All right, Qfusion. See you soon.